Of course, there are some St. Louisans who get away with parking anywhere they want. Want to know who? You'll see everything the hidden eye cam saw tonight on News 4 Live at 10.
With tonight's national anthems, and these fans are ready here at the arena. The goaltenders for tonight's game, Felix Potvin, the rookie who has played so well in this series, is back in goal for the Maple Leafs, and playing in his 29th consecutive game is Curtis Joseph of the Blues. And to use superlatives, well, I think we kind of ran out, Ken. He has been outstanding. The officials for tonight's game, our referee tonight will be Bill McCreary, and the linesmen Wayne Bonney and Gerard Gauthier.
Well, Joe, we had a lot of fun at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. The fans there enjoyed it immensely, and we know the folks around St. Louis enjoyed it on television and radio, but it's just fun to be here in our building.
There's nothing like the noise of this building, Kenny. You and I talked about that Chicago series. We've never heard it so loud. The same can be said for tonight's game.
Here we go. The face-off at center ice. Krushelnyski wins it back to Ellett. He's hounded by Ron Wilson. Gets the puck along the boards. It's knocked behind the Toronto net, and here is Todd Gill. And up to Anderson, who clears the puck all the way down the ice back into the Blues zone. Krushelnyski immediately replaced by Doug Gilmour. Hull with a puck. Far wing pass too far. Here's Gill, who's on defense with Ellett. To Doug Gilmour back into his own end. Now the Blues make a quick change. Gilmour is on with Anderson and Andrachuk. Glenn Anderson near his own line, up for Dave Andrachuk, too far. Zombo skates back in his own end, turns in the corner with a puck. Now a pass that doesn't get out. Anderson keeps it in, and Zombo tries his luck again. Just flipping the puck into the Toronto zone. Ellett back, chased by Rich Sutter. Gill gets in the way of Rich Sutter. Miller throws a check, and the puck bounces to the Toronto line and out. And Anderson stopped there. Here's Todd Gill shooting it in. And the Leafs looking to change players. Zombo taken out by Gilmour. Basson checks Anderson. And a loose puck. Glenn Anderson has it for Toronto. He's rubbed out of the play a bit by Hennigan, who gives the puck to Basson. And Basson hounded by Anderson. Now in the near corner, Berg tripped. Gilmour throws his weight into Zombo, misses most of Zombo, and they battle for the puck behind the Blues net. Berg now to Gilmour alone behind the goal. In front, a pass for Lefebvre, tipped away. He recovers the puck. At the point, a shot hits a stick, goes high into the corner. Here's Bobby Basson clearing the puck over the glass into the crowd, and some early Toronto pressure is eased by that move.
Even though Toronto had good control of the puck, the Blues played well defensively, not allowing Toronto to get any good shots. Meanwhile, Pat Burns mentioned this morning that being on the road, he says, really there's more pressure on the home team coach, because I talked to him about changing lines, and he said, you know, I'm going to let Bob Berry have all the pressure here early. Just keep changing and see what he does.
And Bob Berry, hoping the home crowd helps, hoping that the home ice advantage is there. We talked about it a little bit earlier. I know he has the fear that maybe the team will come in and say, hey, we're at home, everything will be fine. Forgetting maybe that you have to work hard, especially at the outset, and I think there's some concern that Toronto might get an early jump. Here's Toronto, an Osborne shot, that's blocked, and the Blues work out. Shanahan ahead to Brown, right wing to Janney. Janney looking in the slot. St. Louis line. The Leafs are offside, so 12 seconds short of the 3-minute mark. Here in period 1 with no score, there's a break in the action, and we'll have a neutral faceoff.
Well, Kenny, we talked about this Toronto team in all the overtime games, 4 of the last 5 games in overtime, but Nikolai Borshevsky, the outstanding Russian player that has had such a great season, is fresh. He's only played 3 of the last 8 games for this Toronto team. He doesn't understand English very well, but he sure can play the game.
Now the Blues try to work out. They're stopped. Krushelnyski to Clark, and a wrist shot that goes wide. Krushelnyski from the side of the net stopped, and Barron takes the puck, works it up to McRae. A pass off Hull at center ice, and the Leafs control. This is Ellett up the middle to Wendell Clark, cutting in on the left wing. A shot over the net, and the puck goes to the right point. Rouse keeps it in. Then it's knocked down. Rouse a shot blocked by Wilson, and the puck out to center ice. It's picked up there by Clark. He tries to shoot it in, hits Quintal, and here's the Blues captain Brett Hull. A pass to Wilson. He can't handle the puck, and the teams change again. Nikolai Borshevsky works into the blue zone, drops the puck for Krushelnyski, and he loses it. Hedican clears it, but not out off of Shanahan, and the Leafs keep the puck in. The Blues have not had much opportunity at the other end near Felix Potvin. Now Emerson at center ice, over skates. Vanderbilt a pass out of Cullen's reach. This is Brett Hedican to Rick Zombo. Up the near side, past Shanahan, and the Leafs. McCowan drives the puck in again. Here's Denny Felsner, number 9. Right wing to Shanahan at the red line. Long shot, and it's caught by Potvin. And Potvin will hold the puck to stop play. No score, first period of Game 3. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Hey, St. Louis, the Busch Light beer cam is coming to town.
Are you putting me on?
Maybe. And if you drink Busch Light, you could be in our next Busch Light commercial.
You're putting me on.
Why not? Just bring your face to a place where the Busch Light beer cam is ready to roll. And show us your Busch Light, St. Louis.
Beer cam! Are you putting me on?
What is it about this new Mercury Cougar that attracts so much attention? Maybe it's the new leather-trimmed interior with more standard features, like power everything. But then again, the new low price is very attractive. In fact, this new Cougar costs less than it did 4 years ago. If you ask me, its most attractive feature has got to be looks. But you'll get used to people staring. Cougar XR7 at your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
Still early, first period to the right point. Zombo a shot blocked by Andrechuk, and a Gilmore pass to Anderson, and here come the Leafs on the attack. Into the blue zone, Anderson sets up, centers, and the puck goes by everyone to the blue line. The Leafs slap it in deep. Krushelnyski behind the net to Anderson, in front, and Andrechuk scores. Dave Andrechuk from Anderson and Krushelnyski. And yes, the Leafs have been very aggressive and gotten off to a fine start, culminating with a goal here at 4:30 of the first period.
Well, this is where the Blues have had trouble in the first period of this series. Anderson with a great move coming from behind the net. Zombo was a little late getting over to Dave Andrechuk. Hedican was trying to ward off Glenn Anderson, but he's able to get the puck through. The perfect pass right on the stick of Andrechuk, who scores his first goal of the series. That quick shot by Andrechuk has given Toronto a 1-0 lead.
He had 6 goals in the 7-game series against Detroit. This not only his first goal, but his first point in this series. And early on in Game 3, the Leafs take the lead. Now Toronto controls the puck. Lefebvre a pass too far, and here's Zombo shooting it in. Bozon with Hull and Wilson. Zombo and Hedican. Now the Leafs, Anderson, nice pass out of his own end to Andrechuk. He'll fire the puck in, caught shoulder high by Joseph. And Wilson behind the Blues net. A pass knocked down by Anderson. He centers. Oh, off the skate of Gilmore. And the Leafs start out. A pass for Hull too far. The length of the ice. No icing. Sylvain Lefebvre, who has kept an eye on Hull in the first 2 games, gets the puck to Andrechuk. Down to the red line to Anderson. The veteran over the line on the right wing. A pass in front for Gilmore and a shot off Butcher wide. Now Butcher gets a stick up in the face of Anderson, then checks Anderson. Gilmore to the point. Ellen a shot, and that goes just wide. Gill pinches in. He's checked by Brown. Loose puck near the Blues net. Gilmore gets it in the corner, centers, and it's tipped out by Emerson. Ellett plays it. And it's shot in finally by number 21 of Toronto. Over on the far side, getting it in, Osborne, and the Blues work back to center ice, lose the puck, and the other way, Zezel leading the way for Toronto. He can't get around Butcher, and then a pass too far on the left wing, and here's Gill for Toronto. Up to Berg, who falls down, the puck knocked loose, and it's Janney at center ice. He can't get around Osborne. Finally, the puck played by Brown up to Emerson. He hits a skate with a pass, and the Blues really are having trouble doing just about anything. Ellett shoots the puck in. Brown behind the net takes a hit, feeds off the boards by Shanahan. Blues can't get out initially, and then Janney to center ice. Janney with Emerson over the line, and Shanahan to Shanahan. His backhand shot, and that's turned off of goaltender Felix Potvin's arm and up into the crowd. That goal at 4:30, Andrechuk from Anderson and Krushelnyski.
Well, Cliff Fletcher, who's done such an outstanding job, the president and the general manager of this Toronto Maple Leaf team, has really changed things around in the last 2 years. He's done a terrific job. And in another booth is the general manager, vice president of the St. Louis Blues, Ron Caron, with some of his friends. Well, we talk about Andrechuk and his great goal-scoring ability. He was able to skate in right to the front of the net. Zombo was late coming over. The perfect pass from Anderson, and Andrechuk gives Toronto the 1-0 lead.
Toronto has had 4 shots on goal. The Blues have had 2. The face-off in the Toronto end. This is McCowan, number 34. He's on defense with Lefebvre, who takes the pass in the corner, looks up the middle to Clark. Clark stopped at the red line. Kevin Miller with a puck. He can't get around McCowan, then Cantal rifles it in. The Blues have Basson centering Miller and Felsner. Lefebvre playing the puck to the veteran McCowan, who played his college hockey at Ohio State. Up to Pearson. Rob Pearson can't get out. Here's Kevin Miller. Poke check by Lefebvre. Still a loose puck. And behind the net, Felsner in front to Miller. A drive. Potvin the save. And the Leafs clear to center ice. Barron shoots it right back in for the Blues, who finally there really had a good chance. Leafs clear to center ice. Wilson knocks the puck down, and Hull plays it. He has to wait a little bit, shoots it in. Miller comes back on side, and the Blues are changing as the Leafs work to center ice. McCowan ahead for Clark. He takes a hit and is knocked down. Blues send it across the way. Rouse knocks the puck by Hedican deep into the St. Louis end, and the Leafs are completing a line change. 7:30 gone, and it's 1-0 Toronto in the first period. Wilson up to Hall, and the pass offside. Wilson was inside the St. Louis blue line when he let that pass go. Toronto leads it on a Dave Andrechuk goal. And this is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Recently, Southwest Airlines won the airline industry's first annual Triple Crown ever. #1 in on-time performance, #1 in customer satisfaction, and #1 in baggage handling. Southwest Airlines, #1 and still climbing.
For the way you make me feel, for the way you give your best, you're the one, #1 Southwest.
You about finished? How's it going? Great. We have a lot of good mechanics that shop at AutoZone. Well, you also have a lot of people who just want to save some money by doing a simple job themselves, like changing their oil or putting in new plugs. They just want to come in, get what they need, and get out. Well, at AutoZone, we have parts for just about every car made. So if you know what you want, great. But if you're not quite sure about something, no problem. We'll help. After all, that's what we're here for.
Well, Toronto leads this game 1-0, 12:27 to go in this first period. And Kenny, thus far, it's been all Toronto. The Blues came into this game hoping to start dumping the puck in and forechecking, but they're not putting it in at the appropriate times. Too many turnovers in the neutral zone.
Now Borshevsky checked, and the Blues allowed to come out. Janney then hit at the red line by Ellett. A defenseman really moving up. That'll slow the Blues down. It forces you to really have reduced options at center ice, and here's an offside pass up to Foligno. This is really what the Blues feared. I know this is what Bob Berry feared, that the Blues would get caught back on their heels a little bit here in the first period of Game 3, their first at home in the series.
Yeah, just too many times here in the early going of this period, the Blues have been able to get to the red line, and with Toronto forcing the play in the neutral zone area, the Blues aren't dumping the puck, just getting the puck past the Toronto defenseman, so Bob Berry's team can go in and forecheck and try and cause a few turnovers. Too many turnovers in the neutral zone. Toronto is coming right back, and they're controlling the play thus far.
Now Janney is out there with Lowry on the left wing, Hull on the right wing, and Hedican and Zombo. Let's see what this combination can do. Rouse has the puck for the Leafs, gives it to Cullen, and back to Rouse. Rouse on defense with Ellett. Up on the left wing to Andrechuk with Anderson and Gilmore. Andrechuk shoots the puck in. It's not icing. Hedican taken out by Anderson. You can't let that happen. Anderson centers, and Joseph knocks the puck away. Then Janney a pass for Hull that he loses. Janney behind the net. Janney looks up, loses the puck to Andrechuk. And a shot right on, and oh, the save by Joseph, and he smothers the rebound. And Toronto, Joe, just seems to be everywhere.
Yeah, they really are. The Blues forwards aren't slowing down the Toronto forwards at all, and the Blues are having some turnovers in their own end. Craig Janney, the last time, tried to feed the pass to Hull. Andrechuk was able not only to intercept it, but put himself in a scoring position by moving towards the middle of the net. Hedican had a chance to play the puck. Anderson had taken him out, and then Janney again also had a chance to make a play, and Andrechuk, a good play on him, and then the quick wrist shot. He tries to go high on Joseph, who makes the save and then wisely holds on.
The face-off near Joseph, and the Blues control Zombo with a puck. On with Hedican. He gives Brett Hedican the puck, and he works to center ice. The line is Miller, Basson, and Rich Sutter. Hedican knocked down by Rouse, and the puck loose. Rich Sutter has it. He feeds back towards the blue line. Basson knocks the puck down, taken out in the corner by Rouse. Then Cullen knocked down by Rich Sutter. The puck kept in by Hedican. Now the Leafs, Andrechuk on the attack. He fans on a pass attempt. Rich Sutter gets the puck. Up to Basson, working in on the right wing. He sends the puck in front by Miller. Here's Rich Sutter. Banking it to Kevin Miller behind the net. He centers Basson, and he can't get a shot. Basson from the boards, a shot off the blocker of Potvin. Loose puck in front, and Miller a weak shot that Potvin falls on. And play stopped with the Leafs up 1-0. And 9:14 gone in the first period.
Now, it's very difficult to get a shot from close in on Felix Potvin because of the fact Toronto in their own zone, they send everyone around the net. Bob Basson tried one time to get the puck through. It was missed by Miller. Then Richie Sutter gets it back in deep. Now all the Toronto players, they head right for the front of the net. There's players around there, and it's very difficult to get a shot off, as Bob Basson again had an opportunity. But Dave Ellett, number 4 for Toronto, was right there to help cover up. They're outstanding defensively, anywhere from 20 feet around the front of the net.
Toronto's goal, Andrechuk from Anderson and Krushelnyski at 4:30. Janney ready for the face-off against Zezel in the Toronto end. Craig Janney on with Bozon and Hall. Butcher and Brown, and Bob Berry right about now will put out just about any combination you want to suggest.
Well, yeah, he's looking for somebody on this team to get this team going. The other factor is that because of the way Toronto has played, especially scoring the early goal, it's taken this big crowd right out of the game.
Oh, they're very quiet, and they were ready. But the Leafs were ready, and believe me, that didn't surprise Bob Berry. Janney, right point, Butcher, screen shot right on, and Potvin makes the save, and there's no rebound.
Oh, good job. It was actually Brett Hull that ended up winning the faceoff. Now Butcher, when he got the puck back at the point, he thought about trying to get the puck over to Jeff Brown. Hull on the draw, Janney helps out. Butcher has one player coming towards him. Brown was wide open on the other side. Butcher decided to take a long shot. There were 3 or 4 players in line with that shot, but Potvin made the save.
The shots now are even 5-5. You get the idea maybe the Blues might be leveling things out here a little bit, before any further damage can be done by Toronto. Zezel facing off with Hull. And Hull wins the faceoff to Janney in the slot. And he is checked, and here's Foligno ahead to Krushelnyski. Very quick transition game by the Leafs tonight. Krushelnyski shoots the puck in, goes after it, almost gets it, but Bozan does. Here's Philippe Bozan. Bozan, a nice move, works out. Didn't have anyone to pass to, made the most of it, and shoots the puck in. Potvin clears it off the glass, up the near wing, out to center ice. The Blues are looking to change. Brown has the puck in his own end, out to center ice, loose puck to Felsner, left wing to Bozan. He can't control a bouncing puck, and this is Todd Gill. Todd Gill deep in his own end with McCowan, Gilmore, Krushelnyski, and Foligno, but both teams are changing. Gill a pass behind Gilmore, behind the net Joseph, sliding the puck over to Brown. He'll drill it around the boards. Left point, Lefebvre, a shot wide. A bird taken out behind the net by Brown. But here is Osborne centering, and the puck grabbed in the crease and held by Curtis Joseph.
Well, Doug Gilmore anticipated that puck coming around the boards. It got past him, but Lefebvre was on the left point. He was able to hold it in and get the puck back on net, where Curtis Joseph had to cover up. Berg behind the net, a big hit by Jeff Brown, and that's something the Blues defense need to do. They need to try and eliminate those players with authority as this game goes on. Now another important face-off in the Blue zone, and no stranger to important face-offs in this series has been Peter Zezel. Pat Burns, every time there's a big face-off, generally he's going to use either Zezel or Doug Gilmore.
Now here it is Zezel facing off with Basson. And Zezel is waved out. And the Blues control. It's Quintal around to Emerson. Now to Shanahan at center ice with Barron moving up. Shanahan waits, shoots, and a fine stick save by Potvin. And then Berg runs a Blues player right into the goaltender, Potvin, and that's Murray Barron at the bottom of the pile.
Well, one of the things the Blues coaches talk to about with Brendan Shanahan, they want him to shoot the puck. Now Murray Barron is wide open going down the other side. The Toronto defenseman Rouse ends up playing Basson on one side, so Shanahan decided to take the long shot. Toronto did a good job of coming back. The play started off to be a 3-on-2. Barron was covered somewhat by Berg coming back, so Shanahan took the long shot, and Potvin made the save.
The Blues now all of a sudden are out shooting Toronto 6-5, but the Leafs lead it 1-0. Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Norris Division Finals. Zezel again in the face-off circle, this time against Emerson. And they're waved out. Now Shanahan against Osborne. Shanahan has been very good on face-offs. He wins the draw back to Barron, but the puck so sharply sent to Barron that it goes right by him all the way back to Curtis Joseph. Here's Felsner chipping the puck to Emerson. Now at the red line to Shanahan. 2-on-2 with Barron. In front for Barron, and he has a stick lifted by Lefebvre. I think Murray Barron heard one of your tips there, Joe. One of your keys. A shot right on, kicked out by Potvin behind the net. Shanahan takes a man. Emerson gets the puck. Now the Blues are very dangerous. And finally Lefebvre wrestles the puck from Emerson. And it's cleared ahead to Berg. Now a 2-on-2 with Rouse over the line. The puck tipped away by Quintal, but right to Rouse, and a shot. And that goes wide. And both teams are changing, and the Blues clear to center ice. John Cullen, a right wing pass. Rouse, the defenseman, winds up, and a shot and a stick save by Joseph. Quintal up to Shanahan for Janney at center ice. His pass intercepted by Wendell Clark. Wendell Clark shoots the puck in for Toronto. 8:20 to go, first period. Blues trail 1-0. Janney in his own end, up the middle to Quintal. Boy, the defenseman all of a sudden really working in. Drop pass for McRae. Now to Janney along the boards. He's tied up, worked over a bit by Clark. Hull comes in, takes the puck, but can't get around Ellett. He clears it around the far side. Jeff Brown is there at the point. A pass around behind the Toronto net. Now Butcher pinches in. Butcher has the puck in the corner, centers to Hull, and a shot that hits Gill. Then Butcher behind the net to Janney, in front for McRae to Hull, a shot, and that deflects over the net. Butcher steps into Gill. McRae throws a check, and the Leafs clear the puck off of Brown, the length of the ice, and now the crowd is alive again. Butcher moving up on the play, McRae throwing his weight around. And the Blues on the move. Janney, right wing to Brown. He'll shoot, and that goes wide. Loose puck in front of the Leafs net. And the Leafs come up with it. They have a 3-on-3 with Gilmore over the line. In front for Clark, who swipes at the puck and misses. And Gilmore belted down by Bassett. Basson carries to the red line. Basson with Rich Sutter works in. Basson trying to center the puck behind the net. Rich Sutter has it in a crowd. Basson trying to get up in a headlock thrown by Pearson. And what a check by Miller. And the Leafs with the puck. Andrechuk gets it over to Lefebvre. He winds up. Long drive. Pad save for Joseph. And it wasn't an easy save. Leafs lead it 1-0. Up the near wing to Rich Sutter. Sutter at the red line. Shoots the puck in for the Blues. And the Blues complete a line change. Ellett, long pass to the red line to Routs. He has trouble getting around Barron. Loose puck. Anderson gets it. Glenn Anderson. A shot to save. Gilmore robbed on the rebound by Joseph. What a save by Curtis Joseph. First on Anderson, then on Gilmore. There's a break in the action. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Where are the drivers of these cars? Where is the crew of this boat? Where have all the flour sellers gone? Could it be the whole nation is having a Big Mac attack?
Yes, because for a limited time, you can get 2 Big Mac sandwiches for $2 or 2 Egg McMuffin sandwiches for $2. It's Big Mac's 25th anniversary.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Where is the spokesman for this commercial?
Well, Murray Barron tries playing the puck and misses it. Glenn Anderson skates right past him to pick up the loose puck. Zombo has to release and go after Anderson. No one picked up Doug Gilmore as he came from behind. Joseph made the first save on Anderson and then a great save on Doug Gilmore.
There's no question the Leafs have had, again, an outstanding first period. The Blues down 1-0. It could be worse. A few minutes ago, though, the Blues showing some signs of life. The defensemen being more aggressive and a little more hitting. And that's exactly, Joe, what you've talked about.
Yeah, Basil McRae's first shift had a couple of hits, and that seemed to get him going.
From the draw, Foligno a blast. Stopped by Joseph, and there'll be a penalty. The first penalty of the night will be a holding penalty called by Bill McCreary. And it comes with 6:25 remaining in the first period, and Ron Wilson will go off. And again, we have not seen many penalties in this series.
Well, Mike Krushelnyski, who didn't play in the first 2 games, gets the faceoff from Ron Wilson straight back to Mike Foligno, and Foligno with a lot of time took the shot. Joseph made the save, but right after the faceoff, Krushelnyski tries to get to the front of the net, and he'll be taken down by Ron Wilson. Krushelnyski's trying to get in there for the rebound. Wilson just wrestles him down, and Toronto will get the first power play chance of this game. You know, Ken, we talk about first periods. The first 2 first periods, game 1 and 2, Toronto outshot the Blues 34-14.
Well, the Blues have to feel somewhat good about just getting 8 shots then in this period. And it's a long way from over, but they are shorthanded. Again, the numbers show us that the Blues have been very strong killing penalties, allowing only 3 goals in 31 shorthanded situations, and Toronto in the playoffs 6 for 41, successful only 15%, and Toronto 2 for 7 on the power play in this series. Blues can't clear. Here's Ellett, and a shot that deflects over the net. Cullen trying to center. He gets bumped, and Basson steals the puck and clears it the length of the ice.
Well, Dave Ellett made a great play at the blue line, and they've got to watch him. If they leave him open, he's got a great shot.
John Cullen over to Todd Gill. He works over the line, flips the puck behind the Blues net. Joseph is there. Into the corner, out of the reach of Miller. Andrechuk to the point. Ellett, screen shot, the save. Hedican trying to clear, unable to. Dave Ellett keeps it in. Sliding the puck to the near point to Gill. Straight away to Ellett, a one-timer, flip-flops wide. And this is Cullen behind the net to Andrechuk. Gilmore's in front. Then Andrechuk bothered by Zombo. Andrechuk bothered by Hedican. Gives the puck off, moving in front. Gilmore, nice pass to Ellett, a shot, he scores! Dave Ellett on a fabulous setup from Doug Gilmore, who worked out of the corner. And Cliff Fletcher, the general manager of the Leafs, is happy as Toronto has had a splendid first period, and they lead it 2-0 with that power play goal.
Well, Brett Hedican chased Andrechuk out high on the boards. Now there's some confusion right in front between Dave Lowry and Rick Zombo as to who was going to go after Gilmore. The confusion led to Gilmore having a lot of time. Finally, Zombo went. By that time, Gilmore had a chance to find Dave Ellett moving in from the left point. The perfect backhand pass from Gilmore right on the stick of Ellett, and with a quick wrist shot, beats Joseph to the post, and quickly it's 2-0.
Ellett has his first goal of the series. He has a goal and an assist now in 3 games, and this crowd trying to cheer the Blues on. 2-0 Toronto. Leafs at center ice. Zezel right wing to Osborne. Berg the other forward. Brown takes his man out in the corner. McRae bangs his way in, trying to handle the puck. Zezel steals it, gives it to Osborne. A shot off Brown. Back to the blue line. Lefebvre shoots the puck wide. Zezel centers. Osborne tips it away, and Hall gloves the puck. It starts out. Here's Brett Hall. Boy, could the Blues use a goal here to Janney. Now to Brown, working there in front. A shot stop. Rebound. Hall shoots. He scores! Brett Hall! Could the Blues use a goal? They get a goal.
A great play by Jeff Brown. He took off right away out of his own zone to go up the ice. He takes the pass from Janney. The first save by Potvin, but Hall just pounces on that rebound. And with Potvin down, he's able to put it up and over Potvin for the Blues' first goal. Boy, what a play by Brown. Hall gloved the puck down in his own zone, and Brown, as soon as he saw that, he just took off right up the ice. Somewhat reminiscent of his winning goal in overtime in Game 2. That led to a 3-on-2 and put the Blues in a position to score the goal.
Brett Hall gets his second goal of the series, and of course his 7th in the playoffs. So the Blues in 7 playoff games have 7 goals from number 16 and the face-off at center ice. Boy, was that good to see. Now the Blues in their own end. Here's Brown, left wing to Emerson. Long pass for Felsner. He cuts in, quick shot. And a save by Potvin. Now Lefebvre gets the puck to Borchevsky. He clears it across the ice. At center ice, Butcher, he'll shoot it in and take a hit from Krushelnyski. He gets the puck right back in the neutral zone, loses it, and here's Clark working in, bothered by Felsner, takes a shot to save. Borchevsky a shot, and Joseph there to make the save. Hall from Brown and Janney at 15:09. Toronto up 2-1. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
There's no place on earth that I'd rather be than out in the open where it's all plain to see. If it's gonna get done, it's up to you and me. Come on and head for the mountains of Bush. Come on and head for the mountains of Bush. Beer.
If an old pair of tennis shoes is the only time your feet feel really comfortable, you're wearing the wrong shoes. Introducing Dockers shoes. They look like Dockers. They fit like Dockers. They feel like Dockers. They're Dockers shoes. The easiest pair of shoes you'll ever buy. Ask for them in your favorite style and color at JCPenney.
Well, Jeff Brown makes a great play on the goal. Brett Hull gloves the puck down, and as soon as Brown saw that, he took off up the ice and created a 3-on-2. He gets the first shot that Potvin makes a save on, but he can't get back up once he's down, and Hull finishes it off.
From the face-off, a shot in front of Joseph, hits a leg. Now Clark a drive. Joseph, a stick save. A puck centered. Clark a shot right on, and another save by Curtis Joseph. Crucial there, I should say, Borshevsky there with Clark, and really buzzing around as Toronto was very strong there with Krushelnyski involved also. And boy, Toronto, they never say die, not one single time in the first 3 games. And the Blues came back down 1-0. Toronto got another goal. Hull gets a goal. They still keep coming.
Yeah, they keep coming right at you. That's the way this team has played all season. And again, it's Krushelnyski winning a key face-off in the blue zone. He won it cleanly. They get a shot, and then Borshevsky, with great work in front of the net, is able to corral a pass and get a good shot on Joseph that he made the save on.
Toronto has outshot the Blues 16-9 here in the first period, and the Leafs lead it 2-1. The face-off near Joseph. Krushelnyski against Shanahan. Krushelnyski on with Andrechuk and Anderson. Ellett and Rouse. And the Blues have possession. Here's Zombo. Far side to Bozan. He works up to the red line, shoots the puck in. Both teams are making some adjustments to their personnel. All tied up. Now it's centered by Bozan out of the reach of Wilson. Glenn Anderson clears the puck out, and Zombo skates back to take over in his own end. 3:45 to go. First period. Hull takes a pass off the skate of Wilson into the Toronto end. A pass in front. Bozan, good chance. A shot. Oh, he shoots wide. Bozan, a terrific chance. Andrechuk around. Rouse tips the puck, and away from the play. There'll be a penalty called. Wilson of the Blues caught a stick in the face, and I believe Andrechuk will go off. Dave Andrechuk. And Bill McCreary taking a look to see if there's any blood, and he goes over and he says that'll be a 2-minute high sticking penalty against Andrechuk.
Well, the Blues now have a marvelous opportunity to really put themselves back in this game here on the power play. Falling behind 2-0, they get the goal by Brett Hull to make it 2-1, and Andrechuk is going to be forechecked by Ron Wilson on the play, and as he's going to get hit, he's going to get his stick up. He just swings his stick around and catches Ron Wilson right across the mouth. And Andrechuk goes off, and the Blues go on the power play.
Blues fans, when you've got a major thirst, don't just reach for a beer. Head for the mountains and the refreshingly smooth taste of Busch beer. Ken Wilson, Joe Micheletti, Bruce Affleck at the arena.
Yeah, Ken, the Blues have had 4 power plays in the series, and they've only had 5 shots on goal. They're going to have to concentrate here, moving the puck quickly, and when they get an opportunity to shoot, they have to start taking those quality shots.
The Blues in the playoffs, of course, had great success with a number of power plays in the Chicago series. Overall, they've been successful 24% of the time, 7 for 29. Toronto's penalty killing, not very good. They've allowed 10 shorthanded goals in 34 shorthanded situations, so that's 71% of the time that Toronto has been successful killing the penalty. That's about it. 10 opposition power play goals against Toronto. Face-off in the Toronto end. Shanahan to the left point to Brown. He'll clear it around behind the goal. Janney centers. Hull alone, a shot! And Potvin the save. Hull had a little more time than he thought. Now Janney to Hull again, one-timer, and Potvin a save. Here's Brown clearing behind the net. McCowan intercepts, clears off the boards. Emerson can't keep the puck in. He's driven into the wood by Osborne. And Peter Zezel for Toronto, and he finds an opening to relieve the pressure. A minute 25 to go in the Blues man advantage, looking for their first power play goal in this best-of-7 series. The series is tied at a victory aside. Here's Brown tipping the puck in and a feed from Janney, going after it. He takes out Ellett. Shanahan gets it, works in front, a shot off the arm of goaltender Felix Potvin. And the Blues know they want to, whenever they can, go up on goaltender Potvin. And Shanahan tried to go upper corner, glove side, but Potvin got the arm out. Now less than a minute to go in the power play. At center ice, Felsner, the rookie. Felsner looking for some skating room. Works in. Now looking to pass, finding that difficult to do, and he loses the puck. It's one thing to get there, and another thing to be able to find a mate to give it to. Winding up Rouse, and a shot wide off Emerson, and both clubs are changing players. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first period. Blues trail 2-1. Emerson a pass knocked down, then Brown takes over. He gets checked by McCowan, works on, loses the puck. Zezel takes over, and he'll wind up and smash it the length of the ice.
Well, the Blues had some good chances early. That's the first time in this series we've seen Brett Hall, but those types of chances in close.
Late in the power play, Janney with a puck. In the middle for Hall, but it's tipped away and cleared out. And Andrechuk returns in 5 seconds. Leafs lead it 2-1. They've outshot the Blues 16-11. Here's Hennigan at the red line, driving the puck in, and the Leafs are back at full strength. All along the near boards in the Toronto end. Right point to Zombo. He'll let a shot go, and that's blocked by Andrechuk. Here he comes. It's a 4-on-2. Andrechuk over the line to Anderson. Anderson winds up, shoots off the pipe. He hit the iron, and the puck goes high and out of play. Now Gilmore, or Anderson rather, and Gilmore wondering where the puck on the ice came from. But play has been stopped with 1:14 to go in the first period.
Well, we talked about Brett Hall and a couple of opportunities. Boy, he's right in the perfect position on the Blues power play. He'll take a couple of passes from Janney. Jeff Brown's handling it at the point, and then Janney will end up with it behind the net. Boy, a quick backhand pass. Now, Hull didn't get a lot on that first shot, but he'll get another chance after Janney sets him up. He gets a lot on this one, and a great save by Felix Potvin. Felix Potvin with that second save on Brett Hall. Boy, he showed great reflexes and great quickness to get his right pad on that shot.
I haven't seen a team leave Hall that wide open that often since he was playing college hockey.
I didn't know you watched him in college. You have been all over.
Boy, usually he's got a player on each arm.
Yeah, he sure does.
And they're not welcoming him to town either.
Yeah, Ken, part of the argument on the ice right now is that the Blues are arguing that it hit the crossbar and went out, but obviously they're calling it that Joseph made the save first and then it went up over the glass. That's why the face-off's deep in the Blues' end.
2-1, Blues trail it. The face-off, Basson and Gilmore. Andrechuk in the circle too soon, and he gets bumped into the linesman, Gerard Gauthier, and referee Bill McCreary will calmly come over and tell Hennigan and Andrechuk how he wants them to play it. And it doesn't do any different. Doesn't make a difference at all. Andrechuk still skated in. Bill McCreary must be wondering about his authority. Here's a quick shot by Andrechuk. It's caught by Joseph. And referee Bill McCreary stops play, and there is 1:10 remaining here in the first period.
And again, part of the reason the Blues have had some difficulty in this first period has been the face-offs. Right off the face-off, Gilmore kicks the puck back. Andrechuk took the long shot. Curtis Joseph had some trouble picking that puck up right away. Even though he gloved it, he looked behind him after it ended up in his glove.
Now another face-off. Gilmore, this time against Shanahan, and he wins the face-off. Here's Zombo. 1:05 to go, period one. Blues looking to tie it. Up to Miller, who shoots it in. Shanahan replaced. Potvin wanders, which he doesn't do often. Anderson clears the puck around the boards. Rich Sutter intercepts a shot, and that hits a skate in front. Then Gill goes down, grabs Miller's stick, finally lets it go, and ends up sitting on the puck, and that'll stop play. And there'll be a face-off deep in the Toronto zone. The Leafs up 2-1. Alton Bell Casino is making waves on the Mississippi 7 days a week. Don't forget to save your Blues ticket stub to receive $2 off on your next cruise aboard the Alton Bell Casino.
Even that last chance that the Blues had with Rich Sutter, the reason that they had the chance is that Kevin Miller started the play at the center ice area and just dumped it softly behind the Leaf defenseman. Potvin came out to play, but both Leaf defensemen ended up in that corner without good control. Potvin tried to clear it around the back of the net, and Rich Sutter anticipated, and the Blues almost got something out of that play.
Here's Shanahan against Gilmore in the Toronto end, and Gilmore wins the faceoff. Rouse ends up with a puck. He sends it in the air to center ice. Jeff Brown there. Now to Janney. Janney with Shanahan and Hall over the line to Shanahan. He backhands the puck towards the net, knocked down by Rouse. Outlet pass out of the reach of Anderson, and here's Janney. Near side to Butcher. Butcher carries into the Toronto zone, flips the puck to the net. The save and the rebound to Gilmore. Long pass for Andrechuk, knocked away by Butcher. 17 seconds to go in the first period. Blues dump the puck back in. Gilmore clears it up the board. Brown rushes to keep it in. Brown winds up. Shot. Ooh, just wide. 6 seconds to go. The puck to center ice. Butcher shoots it back in, and it's a play now for Rouse. And the period's over. That's the end of the first period here at the arena in St. Louis. And in the period, each team has one power play. The Leafs were able to capitalize. Andrechuk had scored at 4:30. Ellett made it 2-0 on a power play goal at 14:33. And then 35 seconds later, Hull scored from Brown and Janney. The shot 17-13, favoring Toronto. So after a period, 2-1 Leafs here in Game 3. Coming up during our first intermission, Bruce Affleck's guest will be the Blues All-Star defenseman, Jeff Brown. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
We trust them with our lives. But how much do we really know about our doctors? If your doctor was under investigation for negligence, would you know? You will this week when News 4 names names. Missouri and Illinois doctors accused of making critical misjudgments time and again, yet remain in practice. Are many of us putting our lives in the hands of dangerous doctors? News 4 shows you starting Monday at 10. Watch as if your life depended on it, because someday it might.
Hi, Lumberjack here to say, come on back to Hill Bean. You've shopped the warehouse stores and found out bigger's not always better. A warehouse store for lumber and millwork isn't the easiest way to shop. 22x4s and 6 sheets of drywall isn't easy to push through a crowded store and then load it yourself. At Hill Bean, you just don't have to do that. We'll write your ticket and load your materials for you. So come on back to Hill Bean.
Hill Bean, we build savings in to everything you build.
He's 10 inches long, weighs approximately 2 pounds, and he's pumping iron, vitamins, and minerals. This baby's mother knows about the right kind of diet for a healthy pregnancy. Whether you're planning a pregnancy or already expecting, good nutrition is crucial for you and your baby. DePaul Health Center's exclusive recipe and nutrition guide features diet tips and recipes for every stage of your pregnancy. For your free copy, call DePaul, where every delivery is special.
What's clear? Crystal clear Amoco Ultimate. What isn't? All other premium gasolines. What's clear? Amoco Ultimate is the only premium refined an extra step to remove harmful impurities other premiums leave in. Impurities that can rob your engine of performance and pollute the air. What's clear? If you use premium, now you have a reason to switch. Crystal clear. Crystal clear Amoco Ultimate.
When it's time to choose a lawyer, you can trust luck or you can trust experience. If you're badly hurt in an accident, be sure the law firm you choose can back up its claims of success and experience. It could mean the difference in the outcome of your case. Don't trust luck, trust experience. Choose carefully.
The Halverson Law Firm. Serious help for the seriously injured.
What's the best thing that ever happened to a burger? Sourdough bread. Golden brown just off the grill. And now Jack in the Box has made the grilled sourdough burger even better. Because this week it's only $1.99. What could be better than that? Hungry? Have a burger. Still hungry? Have a taco. Still hungry? Have some fries. Not much money? No problem. It's the big deal at Jack in the Box. A burger, a taco, and fries, all three for just 99 cents.
After one period, the Blues trailed 2-1. Hull scored from Brown and Janney. That trio is the trio that leads the Blues in playoff scoring. Hull with 10 points, Janney with 9, and Jeff Brown with 8. Jeff Brown, who's had a great season, is with Bruce Affleck.
Well, thank you, Ken. As you mentioned, Jeff Brown, 8 points, and now has the record for most points by defenseman for St. Louis Blues. And Jeff, first of all, let's go back to game number 2. I know you were very excited. I was excited. It was over with. Just tell us the feeling that when you saw it went in the net, what was going through your mind at the time?
Oh, it was an unbelievable feeling. I mean, actually, it was kind of funny because I scored, and obviously we were in Toronto, and I had my arms up, and I was going wacko, and I couldn't hear anything, and I was thinking to myself, now, did that go in or not, you know? And but when I looked over at the bench and all the boys were coming over, it was a great feeling, you know, after the disappointing loss in Game 1 to come back and win in the manner that we did in Game 2. It was a big boost for us.
We're going to get a chance to look at the goal. Just to replay it for you, maybe tell us a little bit of what's going on here.
CJ here, I mean, look at the move he makes. You, as if the other D don't know this move yet. I mean, he turns guys inside out all the time. And not only here, I don't know a lot of people know this, but he slid it over to Nelly, and the unselfish guy that he is, and everybody, I just see everybody going to the left there, and I mean, it was just a matter of walking in and making sure I got it up, because knowing that Felix is going to be down on the play.
Now, you had a chance like that in the first period here. You tried to go up 2 on him, the rebound Hall got, but tell us about that one. What was the difference?
I mean, CJ made a heck of a play again, and I just went in, and the puck was rolling, and it happened actually earlier in the period. I had a slapper, and it wouldn't sit for me. I mean, it's wobbling, and we know we got to get it upstairs on him, and I tried to get it upstairs on the goal, and it just sort of flipped off my stick, and luckily Hully was there to pounce on the rebound.
You talk about the ice maybe not being as nice as it would be in the winter. What are the weather conditions inside the arena for the players?
Well, it's pretty hot, obviously. You know, but it's the same for both teams, and surprisingly, it's not as hot as it was in Toronto. I mean, Toronto was just unbearable, and tonight it's pretty hot, but like I said, it's equal for both teams. So we're just going to try and take advantage of the fact that they only got 5 defense, and we've been trying to work them hard down low and take advantage of that fact.
Team came out with a slow start. I thought played poorly really in the early going. Any particular reason you can point a finger to?
I think. You know, after the big win in Game 2, we came home. We thought it was going to be a little easier at home in front of our fans and home ice and all that. And you know, it seems to the second half of the period we sort of regrouped and started playing to take the play to them. And you know, we just got to keep working and playing in their zone. I mean, we're still giving up way too many chances. And Kurt's only human in there, and he can only stand on his head for so long. And we gotta win our game ourselves. Curtis has already won us you know, 2 or 3 games alone this season or this playoff series, and we got to win a game, the rest of us, the other 19 guys.
Jeff, thank you very much. Continued good luck, and go tie this one up.
Thanks very much, Chris.
Blues All-Star defenseman Jeff Brown. Now let's go back upstairs to Ken Wilson.
Well, this crowd trying to regroup, getting ready for the second period. Don't go away. We've got more. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Hey, St. Louis, Pizza Hut is delivering double cheeseburger pizzas your way.
From our store to your door.
It's our $7.99 medium double cheeseburger pizza with 2 layers of cheddar, Monterey Jack, and mozzarella, plus a double helping of beef topping.
Good and hot and like you like it.
Order the $7.99 double cheeseburger pizza from Pizza Hut. Hey, you can add bacon for $1. Dine in, carry out, or convenient delivery.
Southwest Airlines to Louisville. Just plain smart.
Effetto Immediato Spa Lift for Face, created specially by Princess Marcella Borghese. A daily treatment that infuses skin instantly with the curative waters of Montecatini. Spa Lift fortifies, firms, and protects even the most sensitive skin. That, after all, is the real beauty of Borghese. The Beauty Refinements Collection, available at Famous Bar.
What's clear? Crystal clear Amoco Ultimate. What isn't? All other premium gasolines. What's clear? Amoco Ultimate is the only premium refined an extra step to remove harmful impurities. The harmful impurities the other premiums leave in every tankful. What's clear? Why we do it. For unsurpassed performance and a cleaner environment. Crystal clear Amoco Ultimate.
I don't care how much money you make. No one wants to pay more than they have to for anything.
So before you buy a car, truck, or van, see my friend Johnny Londoff. Because Johnny owns his building and lot and pays for most of his inventory, he doesn't have to charge you an average of $549 that other dealers must add to their cost. It's as if Johnny's buying his cars, trucks, and vans for $549 less from Chevrolet. That's the Johnny Londoff competitive advantage.
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
There's a lot of great things about Builder Square, but you know what I like best?
Too busy? We can install.
Help finds you, not the other way around.
Comes in 8 styles.
Computer match any color.
Need any help?
Nah.
Builder Square, the warehouse with everything for your house.
Welcome back to the St. Louis Arena and KMOV TV. We are in the Norris Division Finals, and yes, the score is 2-1, but we've only played 1 period. Toronto leads the Blues 2-1. After 1 period of play. Welcome back, and I'm Bruce Affleck, Joe Nicoletti, and Ken Wilson also alongside. We're going to take a look at scores around the National Hockey League and the Stanley Cup playoffs. First of all, we're going to take a look at the eventual winner of this series. Will play against the Smythe Finals, Vancouver and Los Angeles. That series all tied up at 1 apiece. They will play later tonight. That will be game number 3. The other one is the Adams Division. Montreal again winning 4-3 in overtime. That's the 8th overtime in the Adams Division Finals. Montreal leads that series 3-0. Then we go to the Patrick Division, and of course Lemieux is back as Pittsburgh wins 3-1 last night, and they lead that series 2-1. So Mario Lemieux back in action, and Pittsburgh wins again. Well, as we said, after 1 period of play here, it's the Blues 1 and the Maple Leafs 2. We're going to go back upstairs to Ken and Joe and do some first period highlights, and unfortunately 2 of those goals were from the Toronto Maple Leafs, but the Blues certainly played better as the period went on, I thought.
Yeah, Bruce, I thought that, the Blues got off to such a slow start, and Ken is on his way, by the way. But the Blues got off to a slow start. I was really surprised by the way they came out. They turned the puck over in the neutral zone. They turned the puck over in their own end, and they didn't do the things that they wanted to do, which was to come out and to hit and to try and put pressure on the Leafs defensemen. They're still going with 5 defensemen, and part of the, the key to this series was to try and wear those defensemen down, especially coming up after the, the 7-game series against Detroit. And Toronto came out strong, and it led to the first goal of the game by Dave Andreychuk. Glenn Anderson with a good play moving in on the play, and he'll just control the puck and get it past Brett Hedican, and Toronto just continues to put the pressure on the play, and the Blues, again, they can't clear the zone. Anderson is able to regain control of the puck. No one picked up Andreychuk right away, and the perfect pass from Anderson from behind the net to Andreychuk, and it's quickly 1-0. The next time the Maple Leafs were on the power play, they had good control of the puck. Now on the play, after Elliott takes the long shot from the point, there's some confusion by the Blues on the play. Now, Andreychuk is able to control the puck. Now, Hedican is out with him. He just dumps it into Gilmore. Now, in front of the net are Dave Lowry and Rick Zombo. The perfect pass from Gilmore to Elliott, who had moved in from the point, and on the power play makes it 2-0.
By that time, the Blues were coming on, and fortunately, they were able to get one back.
Yeah, they worked hard. They got things going. Jeff Brown made a great play moving up on the play. He'll get the first shot. Potvin makes a save, but look at Potvin. He's down, and Brett Hull is right there. He comes in, and with Potvin down, he finishes off the 3-on-2, and the Blues are on the scoreboard.
Andreychuk at 4:30 from Anderson and Krushelnyski. Elliott on the power play from Gilmore and Andreychuk at 14:33, and then the goal that really helps, Hull, his 7th from Brown and Janney at 15:09. The shot 17-13 Toronto. And the period summary brought to you by your Midwest GMC truck dealers, Bellman, Bomarito, and Brocklin GMC. There were a couple of things I like, Joe. One, later in the period, the Blues started to hit a little more. They showed a little more life. There were a lot of things that you have to be worried about, but I still feel pretty good. It looked like they had that wake-up call. Nobody can explain why it takes that, but it looked a little better.
Yeah, well, maybe this first game at home, maybe they felt some pressure and some nerves, but the shift by Basil McRae, his first shift, seemed to get things going, and that's when the Blues seemed to turn it around.
And the two teams, folks, just about ready to come back on the ice for the start of the second period. The third game of the Norris Division Finals, 2-1 Toronto. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
It's laughable how stripped down some economy cars are. With the Hyundai Excel, you get over 30 standard features. And what those other cars cost is absurd. When Excel starts at just $6,304 after a limited time, $1,000 savings. Plus, other brands expect you to pay for service. Nonsense. 2 years scheduled service is included in Excel's price. So go where cars make sense. Go to your Hyundai dealer. Test drive a new Excel at your nearest Hyundai dealer today.
He's 10 inches long, weighs approximately 2 pounds, and he's pumping iron, vitamins, and minerals. This baby's mother knows about the right kind of diet for a healthy pregnancy. Whether you're planning a pregnancy or already expecting, good nutrition is crucial for you and your baby. DePaul Health Center's exclusive recipe and nutrition guide features diet tips and recipes for every stage of your pregnancy. For your free copy, call DePaul, where every delivery is special.
Food, service, and food. The veal piccata.
Crab Alfredo.
Well, there's lots of choices on the menu here.
My grandmother's very Italian, and she loves their eggplant parmesan.
Their breadsticks are out of this world.
Pasta fazool.
It's an all-around good restaurant. The hot meatballs with the cheese.
Their salad is always so fresh, always so tasty.
Portions are really good size. They always make sure you have as much as you want. They even have room for dessert. They have outstanding desserts.
People are really nice, and the food's really good. It's a perfect combination.
You are gonna flip over Van Mania at Bommarito GMC and Vans in Ellisville. Hundreds of vans, minis, and full-size. Your pick, just $15,977. They're all loaded with automatic air, stereo cassette, power windows and door locks, cruise, and more. Even 4 captain's chairs and a rear sofa. Plus, make no payment for 90 days. It's Van Mania at Bommarito. So take advantage of these crazy deals. Hurry to Bommarito GMC, 7 miles west of I-270 on Manchester and Ellisville.
Hey, I like to save money as much as the next guy. But what are the odds that there's going to be a sale on the parts you need when your car breaks down? Hey, it's not going to happen. That's why I go to AutoZone. I mean, sure, you could wait around for a couple weeks and maybe beat their price by a few pennies someplace else. But I don't want to wait for a sale when I need a part. Now, what more could you ask for?
A lot of airlines fly to Europe, but only TWA gives you room to stretch out and relax to Europe's most exciting cities. TWA replaced coach with comfort class to give you the most legroom of any airline to Europe at no extra cost. We're even adding footrests, so you'll not only enjoy Europe, you'll enjoy the flight.
TWA, the most comfortable way to fly.
Welcome back to the arena. Joe Micheletti, Ken Wilson, and Bruce Affleck. Both teams back on the ice now getting ready for the start of this second period. The Maple Leafs leading the Blues 2-1. And in that period, we talked about Toronto getting 17 shots on goal. The Blues had 13 shots on goal, and 8 of those shots were by 2 players. Brendan Shanahan had 4 shots. Hull also had 4 shots for the Blues, and surprisingly enough, Garth Butcher, who came into this game tonight without any shots in the first 2 games, had 3 shots in that first period, Ken.
We're set to go, and Gilmore wins the draw from Wilson. Both teams at full strength to begin the period. Wilson cannot shoot the puck in. Ellett gets it ahead to Foligno. He's stepped into by Hedican. Then Wilson up to Hall and back to Wilson, and a pass for Lowry is turned away. Hedican flips the puck in, and Wendell Clark controls for Toronto. Clark hit in the corner by Lowry, slides the puck around to Foligno. He can't get it out. Hedican sends it towards the net, deflected by Lowry right on. And here's Ellett for Toronto. Clearing the puck by Zombo down the ice. There'll be no icing. Joseph will play the puck. He hits Hedican behind the net, and Hedican has it. Up for Lowry. Dave Lowry to center ice. He's poke checked. And here's Gilmore. His pass intercepted by Zombo, who hands Gilmore the puck back again. Gilmore works in over the blue line to Mark Osborne. Quick shot over the net. Gilmore far side into the slot to Osborne. Another shot. And that's wide by Osborne. And here's Hedican. Tied up by Borshevsky, and the rookie defenseman falls on the puck, and play is halted. 1 minute, 11 seconds into the second period, and the Blues are down 2-1.
And Brett Hull with the Blues' only goal. We talked about his 4 shots on goal in that first period. What a change for him, finding himself open in the slot a couple of times to get off a couple of good shots on Felix Potvin. But Potvin also came up with some very fine saves in that first period, and he struggled his first 2 games on the road in the playoffs. The first 2 games in Detroit, Potvin allowed 6 goals in each of those games.
Pat Burns has Zezelon with Osborne and Borshevsky, McCowan and Lefebvre. Basson trying to tie up Zezel on the faceoff does, and here's Brown teamed with Butcher, giving the puck to Basson, up to Shanahan with Emerson. Now Shanahan drives the puck in wide of the net. Janney replaces Basson, who was on for the faceoff. The Leafs clear to center ice, and here's Janney stripped to the puck. Zezel gets it ahead to Borshevsky from the left wing. A high shot that misses the mark. Janney to Emerson. Nice move around Zezel. Emerson over the Toronto line, leaves the puck for Brown. Brown into the corner, taken out by Zezel. Feeds far side to Emerson. He'll leave the puck for Shanahan, who slaps it into the near corner. Lefebvre for Toronto. Clears the puck to center ice, and Jeff Brown takes over and shoots it right back in. 2 minutes have been played here in the second period of Game 3 of the Norris Division Finals. And the Blues on their home ice trailing 2-1. Mark Osborne flips the puck in, and the Leafs change. This is Murray Barron, chased by Krushelnyski. Up to Butcher. Now to Rich Sutter, and he'll slide it in and take a hit across the way from Vanderbilt. Leafs clear to center ice. Now Quintal. He'll drive it right back in. Could be icing. But Rich Sutter touches the puck first. Here's Rouse for Toronto. He'll shoot the puck the length of the ice right on goal, and Joseph forced to make a save. Stefan Quintal with Barron on defense, up to Miller, now to Basson, to Rich Sutter. He'll backhand the puck in. Quickly back Elliott for Toronto. Playing it around the boards. Vanderbilt tips it out, and Basil McRae just on the ice takes over and shoots the puck right back in. The Blues send on some fresh players. A chance now to forecheck. A chance here to put some pressure on Toronto. This is Rob Pearson, a pass knocked down at center ice, and Quintal flips the puck back in. Leafs control in their own end. Long pass for Kent Vanderbilt, a length of the ice. He races after it with Quintal, and Quintal touches the puck, and that's an icing against Toronto. The Leafs lead it 2-1. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
You've seen it before. The ones who run with the herd, and the one who always seems to run alone. You don't see him often enough, though.
If you find the interest rate on your credit card to be rather high, you should know about Smart Rate from the Discover card. With Smart Rate, the more you choose the Discover card when making purchases, the lower your rate can be. And the Discover card still charges no annual fee. Now, doesn't that put everything in a whole new perspective? Smart Rate, currently as low as 14.9%. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
Well, there'll be a face-off deep in Toronto's zone where we've really seen most of the first 3 minutes and 13 seconds of this second period being played. The Blues have been dumping it in and forechecking.
Leafs win the face-off in their zone. McCowan, who was exceptional in Game 2, to Gilmore. Gilmore against Sambo, drops it. Anderson works in front. A shot trickles just wide. Wilson clears the puck, not out, kept in by Gill. And Zombo knocks it down, can't clear. This is Glenn Anderson to Andrechuk, who fans, and the Blues control. Andrechuk and Elliott scored in the first period for Toronto. Blues can't get the puck out. Here's Gilmore. Now to Gill. to Andrechuk, and a pass for Anderson out of his reach. Glenn Anderson behind the net, in front, of backhand shot, and a save, and the rebound covered up by Joseph. And the Blues running around a little bit in their own end, and the relentless Leafs just keep pouring it on.
Well, the Blues are having difficulty moving the puck out of their own zone, and with Toronto skating and moving their feet the way they're moving them, they're creating scoring chances. The Blues have had a couple of chances to clear the zone. The first time Zombo had trouble with a bouncing puck, and Anderson is able to walk in. Now he feeds the puck to Andrechuk, who fans on the play. The Blues then end up controlling the puck, but they still can't clear it. Zombo will go off the boards with it. Now Hull will take one swipe at it after Todd Gill falls down. Again, he just takes a swipe, but Gilmore's able to control it and set up Todd Gill for the next play, which leads to a good scoring chance for Toronto.
Face-off near Curtis Joseph. 2-1 Toronto. Basson against Cullen. John Cullen on with Bill Berg and Mike Foligno. Lefebvre and Rouse are on defense. Basson waved out, and Shanahan will take the draw. Each team has had one shot in the period. Back to Rouse at the blue line. Left point, Lefebvre steps into one. It deflects right on. Oh, what a save. Joseph gets hit in the chest, and he stopped Berg right in front at point-blank range. Right point, Rouse shot, and that hits Berg, goes wide. Here's Brown, ahead to Emerson, now to Basson with Shanahan. Basson works to the corner, takes a hit from Lefebvre, who takes the punt. And Cullen clears it around the boards to Foligno. His pass too far for Berg. Here's Butcher. Butcher gets the puck ahead into the Toronto zone, and Rouse clears it out. The puck slides into the Blues end. Toronto changing on the go. Brown up to Butcher, now to Emerson. He's stopped. Here's Butcher working in. He leaves the puck to Janney, and a crowd of Shanahan. He doesn't score! Crazy.
Well, that's a great play from Garth Butcher, getting involved in the play. Now Butcher is all alone on the play. He'll end up carrying the puck over Toronto's blue line and making a play to Janney. Butcher's all alone. He's looking around. He just drops it to Janney, and Janney, the perfect pass to Shanahan. The coaches told Shanahan, shoot the puck more when you get the chance. Boy, he didn't waste any time there at all. The long shot right through the legs of Felix Potvin, and this game is all tied at 2, and these people here at the arena are going crazy.
4:42, the time of the goal by Shanahan, and the Leafs go back for the punt. Gill clears it into the corner. Shanahan intercepts, can't center. Emerson behind the net. He's tied up, loose puck at the side of the goal, and at the post, Potvin grabs the puck and holds on. Now they mix it up at the side of the net, and the linesmen get a hold of Shanahan primarily, and also Todd Gill, and cool them down.
Well, maybe that's the goal by Shanahan that'll get him going in this series. Not real effective in game number 1, but he just follows the play. Anytime he sees Janney with the puck, he puts himself in a position to take the shot, and Janney with those great hands gives him a perfect pass, and Shanahan with that blistering shot ties the game.
Well, the Blues have been involved in 7 playoff games now. Craig Janney's been something, hadn't he? He has 2 more assists tonight, and in the 7 playoff games, Craig Janney overall has 8 assists. He continues his brilliance.
He's been terrific.
Shanahan's 3rd playoff goal from Janney and Butcher at 4:42. The Blues were down 2-0, but Hull and Shanahan have scored to tie it at 2. Well, the crowd realizes it. The Blues now have to turn it on. They can't get comfortable. Face-off near Potvin, won by Shanahan to the point, and a shot deflected away. Quintal lets go, and then Emerson in front is stopped. Shanahan barrels his way in. Now some bumping and shoving. They didn't like the fact that Shanahan was poking away at Potvin. And as you know, watching the Blues all season, Brendan Shanahan not only scores goals, but number 19 is very, very aggressive.
Yeah, he is, and he's on fire right now. And the Blues, I believe, are going to end up on the power play. Mark Osborne came in late and really gave Shanahan a cheap shot, but right off the faceoff, Shanahan beats Zezel. The long shot will come. Now Emerson's going to end up with a shot right on the doorstep. Potvin makes a good save. The puck is still loose. Shanahan is in there, a little off balance with Dave Ellett. Now you'll see our left hand from Mark Osborne. Osborne came in there and drilled Shanahan with a left hand, and Bill McCreary's right there and makes the call.
That is a very expensive swing by Osborne.
That really is. We talked about discipline in this series. We've seen a lot of it from both teams, and I'm sure Pat Burns right now is thinking that penalty right there was uncalled for.
A 2-minute roughing penalty to Mark Osborne here at 5:07. And the Blues fans come alive again. They sense that maybe the Blues can grab the lead here.
Yeah, they need to keep moving the puck. They need to keep the pressure on. Even if they don't score on this power play, Ken, they need to continue to get quality shots and keep putting pressure on and keep this crowd in the game.
We know one thing. This will not go 1-1 into overtime, as did the first two games in Toronto.
It's a milestone.
This is a high-scoring game. 2-2. Emerson to the blue line to Brown, around Zezel, into the corner to Shanahan, back to the near point to Brett Hull. Hull over to Emerson. Now to Janney. Shanahan's in front to Hull. Well out. He shoots at the post. Loose puck. And Potvin has it under his leg. Brett Hull from way out hit the goal post. He had him beat. And then Potvin got a break when the puck went under his leg.
Oh, I love that shot. Brett Hull taking the long shot right off the pass. And again, the Blues with good puck control. The pass from Emerson, he'll just take the long shot right off the post. It goes behind Potvin, and he's able to cover up on the play. Now what happens is when a team starts shooting from the point, that'll bring the penalty killing forwards out higher to try and prevent that, and that should allow the Blues now to get some shots from the slot and from closer in.
4 playoff goals on the power play for Hull. 1:43 to go on the man advantage. And Toronto wins the draw. Here's Rouse blasting it off the boards, not out. Brown sends the puck behind the net for Shanahan. It skips away. McCowan can't clear it out. Emerson keeps it into Shanahan. A pass for Janney broken up. Leafs can't clear. Emerson over to Brown. One-timer. And it goes high off the glass. Here's Janney. He's got Brown straight away. Left circle, hole! And a shot and a pad save. Rebound! Oh, and Janney stopped. Now Brown, right point to Emerson. Is this crowd into it? Emerson a shot, and that deflects wide. Here's Hull on the boards. Back to the point to Brown. Brown takes a stride, gives it to Hull. Over to Emerson. Backhand shot right on the save. And the puck held. And action just to continue. Everybody expecting a whistle, but Potvin let him play it. And the Leafs clear the puck down the ice. Shanahan went in there to defend Janney. And they really did some bumping and shoving. Now Hull into the Toronto end. Hull curls, stops at the near point. Blues have the man advantage. It comes in front. Lefebvre intercepts, can't clear. Hull back to Brown. 40 seconds to go in the power play. Hull a drive right on. And Potvin holds on. And the Blues really have this crowd excited now here at the arena.
Well, this is exactly what the Blues need to be doing here to continue this momentum. There's been a shift in this game, and it really started right from the face-off of the second period when the Blues started just dumping the puck in and putting pressure on. That led to the Blues tying the game. Hull is looking for Shanahan to tip it in with the pass, and then the last shot from Hull is going to come. Potvin guesses on the play. He's already almost down, thinking Hull is going the other way. Hull tries to get the shot up high, but the puck is rolling on him somewhat. He can't get the shot as high as he wanted to, and Potvin comes up with the save.
The Blues are out shooting Toronto 7-3 in this period, and that evens things out in the terms of shots, if you put importance in that, and certainly they have some relevance. Each team has had 20 shots on goal. 2-2 is the score. 39 seconds remaining in Osborne's penalty. The face-off near Potvin. Andrechuk and Ellett scored for the Leafs. Hull and Shanahan have responded and scored for the Blues. Dave Ellett gets the puck, blasts at the length of the ice, wide of the net, but caught by Joseph. He controls it around for Kevin Miller. Miller and Brown. Bozon, Quintal, and Felsner. Late in the power play. Bozon works in after a pass from Miller. A shot, blocker saved by Potvin. This is Kevin Miller in front, a pass, and it's swept away by Ellett. And Bill Berg shoots the puck the length of the ice.
That's an excellent defensive play by Dave Ellett as Felsner was wide open on the other side. Miller was trying to get the puck to Felsner.
Now the penalty over. Osborne back on. Quintal fires the puck in. Felsner after it. He's tied up. Then Miller tied up by Ellett. Felsner in the corner. Gets the puck to Miller. He goes behind the net. Then he's poke checked by Gilmore. Leaves the puck. Here's Denny Felsner in the corner. Trying to get it to Miller. He can't. Gilmore trying to clear it out, and he does. 12.5 minutes to go in the second period. 2-2. The Blues and the Leafs tied in the series at a victory aside. Long shot in wide of Potvin. Ellett for Toronto. Trying to clear the puck out. It goes into the crowd. And what a hit by Lowry in the corner on Dave Ellett. Play stop. 2-2 the score. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Hi, I'm Rick Mahar for the Midwest GMC Truck Dealers. GMC Truck has over 80 years of experience building the best trucks in the world. If you want towing power, room, and comfort, you have to see the all-new GMC Suburban and Yukon. 2- or 4-wheel drive, standard anti-lock brakes. Plus, the new Suburban has more towing power than ever, up to 10,000 pounds. Come see why the strength of experience has made GMC Truck #1. Only at Bellman GMC in Northwest County, Bomarito GMC in Ellisville, and Brooklyn GMC in Fairmount City, Illinois.
And now for something different.
Domino's new thin crust pizza.
It's really something.
A crispy, crackly, crunchy crust pizza. It's a whole nother taste in a whole nother way.
Now that's something.
Try it now and you'll also get
something for nothing when you call Domino's.
Hey Blues fans, call Domino's Pizza. Whenever the Blues goaltender makes a save, you save. Tonight's special is a large thin crust pizza with unlimited toppings for just $9.99. Call now.
Well, the Blues trailed this game 2-0, but they've come back to tie it 2-2, and part of the reason is that they're skating and they're hitting in this period. Dave Lowry with a big hit on Dave Ellett in the corner.
Ken Wilson, Joe Micheletti, Bruce Affleck at the arena. 2-2 in the second period. Leafs trying to get the puck out. Anderson ahead for Gilmore. Tombo back. Gilmore looks. It's a 3-on-3. The puck to Andrechuk. He dumps it ahead for McCowan, but Hedican intercepts. Brett Hedican. And play stopped. There's going to be a penalty called here. It'll be an interference penalty called by Bill McCreary, and it'll be on the Blues' Dave Lowry.
Well, Lowry was coming back in the zone trying to give Hedican enough time to make a play. Doug Gilmore was trying to forecheck Hedican, and from behind, Lowry knocks Gilmore down, and McCreary calls Lowry for the penalty, and Toronto will go back on the power play.
At the 8-minute mark, the interference penalty.
Well, Hedican handling the play and Gilmore trying to fend him off in the corner. Lowry just sticks his stick out and pulls down Gilmore on the play as Lowry was trying to help out Hedican.
Each team has been penalized twice now. Toronto 1-for-1 on the power play. Ellett, that power play goal that made it 2-0 in the first period for Pat Burns' team.
And Ken, now a real key time in this game. The Blues have come back to tie the game. They've built up some momentum. They've gotten this crowd back into it. They need a good effort here killing off this penalty.
It'll be Wilson, Miller, Brown, and Butcher. Right point to Todd Gill. Far point to Dave Ellett. Behind the net to John Cullen. Near circle to Gilmore. Now back to Gill at the blue line. Here's Gilmore with it. He's number 93. To Cullen. Now to the blue line to Gill again. Here's Gilmore with it. Andrechuk's in front of the net. Cullen takes the pass. Back in the corner to Gilmore. Blues staying in a tight box. Gilmore, top of the right circle, a shot, the save. Cullen can't get an effort on the rebound into Andrechuk, and he slams the puck into the pad of Joseph. And the puck tied up in the corner comes loose. Gilmore has it. Power play for Toronto. Gill, screen shot, and it deflects over the glass and into the crowd. And the Blues want to argue that the puck went off the stick of Andrechuk. And the official says, you're right. And the faceoff will come out to center ice.
Well, Toronto has had good puck control on this power play, but they've only had one real shot. The last shot coming from Todd Gill. Now Dave Andrechuk is in front with Garth Butcher, and the puck deflects off the stick of Dave Andrechuk and up over the glass. Meanwhile, just prior to that, Gilmore takes a long shot. Now it's deflected. Joseph makes a good save, but now a move by Cullen. He just spins it on his backhand, tries to set up Andrechuk, who shot it wide.
1:05 to go now in the Toronto power play. The game tied at 2. Zombo behind his net, drives it off the glass, kept in at the blue line by Ellett, but not for long, and the Blues clear it out. Basson and Rich Sutter, along with Hedican and Zombo, killing the penalty. Dave Lowry is off. And a loose puck in the Toronto zone. Here's Todd Gill. Behind the net to Ellett. Near wing for Cullen. Now to Gilmore. Gilmore into the blue zone to Andrechuk. He'll tip the puck ahead, and Hedican takes over behind the net. Brett Hedican shoots the puck the length of the ice.
Now it's been a good effort now with 24 seconds to go in this Toronto power play. The Blues have done a good job up to this point.
Just over 10 minutes remaining in the second period. 2-2 the score. Ellett in the neutral zone, works in, leaves the puck for Gilmore. He's surprised. Miller ahead to Wilson. He's got a breakaway. Ron Wilson a breakaway. McCowan coming back. A shot and a save. Potvin makes the save on Ron Wilson's breakaway, but he was under some pressure from McCowan. Long shot from the blue line by Miller wide. Lowry back on. Blues at full strength again. McCowan a pass ahead at center ice. Andrechuk now to Foligno, trying to work in around Barron. Foligno, weak shot, the save. Oh, and the puck cleared away at the last minute as Gilmore was there looking for a rebound. Rouse from center ice shoots the puck in. Here's Borchevsky for Foligno behind the net. Foligno run to the boards and knocked down by Barron. Wilson clears up on the right wing to Miller. Miller, a pass that deflects to Emerson. His feed to Quintal gets away. Now there'll be a penalty call. A penalty will be called here, and the penalty will be against Toronto.
Well, the Blues with an outstanding job killing off the penalty, and then Ron Wilson right at the end of that took a wonderful pass from Kevin Miller, who just held the puck in his own zone, and then made the pass to Wilson, who had the chance. And now Mike Foligno will go off for Toronto, and the Blues, with 9:21 to go in the period, will go on the power play. I talked about Kevin Miller. He held on to the puck, and just a soft pass to the neutral zone. He let Wilson skate into it. Wilson got a little bit of pressure from Jamie McCowan coming back, and he tries to beat Potvin up high, and Potvin with the save. Well, there's no secret what the Blues have been trying to do against Felix Potvin. Shoot between the legs or up high. And they've scored both goals that way. The first one by Hall came on the rebound with Potvin down. The second one by Shanahan, the long shot right through the legs.
The Blues have the man advantage. 2-2 the score. Foligno roughing at 10:39. Here is Emerson, a shot, the save. Rebound back to Brown. He shoots wide. The puck hits the back of the net. Janney has it. Out to the right point. Here is Emerson, a shot, the save. Rebound, loose puck, and it's shot back to the blue line. Brown gets it. Near side to Shanahan. Oh, the Blues' last power play was outstanding. Now to Brown at the point. Opposite point to Emerson. Straight away Brown. He fakes a shot. Near side now to Shanahan. Hull is right in front of Potvin. Now gets the puck. Takes a shot. The save. Rebound. Another save. And Potvin ends up sitting on the puck. The Blues, by the way, are 0 for 2 on the power play. And one thing tonight, Brett Hull has had a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, he really has. He got caught in a little too deep on the play. He's right in front of Potvin. If he's just a couple of steps out more towards the center of the ice, he'd have a little bit of time because Potvin goes right down. Now, Brett tried to get the puck up, but he's so close that he's just at a bad angle and can't get it past Potvin.
The Blues obviously showing Toronto a little variety. Typically, you see Shanahan there in the power play, so they're flip-flopping a bit, and that's always a good idea.
Yeah, the thing they're doing so well on their power plays tonight, even though they haven't scored yet, they're moving the puck quick. Right away, Brown to Emerson. If he doesn't have a play, he's going right back in deep on the play, and it's forcing Toronto to really move around.
A minute 24 to go in this Blues power play. They win the draw. Brown has the puck at the blue line. Now far side to Emerson. Emerson and Brown at the points. Ahead to Janney. The puck gets away. Potvin pokes it to Ellett. He can't clear. Janney intercepts to Hall. Quick shot. Oh, off the chest of Potvin. Back to the blue line. Emerson to Brown. Now to Emerson. Right circle in front to Hull. A drive wide. Janney setting up Hull again. He let one go hard and quickly, but he missed in front to Hull, and he partially fans. Ellett can't clear. Here's Emerson looking for Hull. Hull is in the near circle. They go the opposite way to Janney. Janney now stick handling back to Emerson. Over to Brown. Now to Hull. Hull trying to flip a puck behind his back. Can't get it in front, but Leafs can't clear. Emerson to Shanahan. One-timer wide. Janney after the puck. He's crunched to the boards by Rouse. Krushelnyski gets the puck, and he works it out ahead to Osborne. One man back Brown. Toronto is shorthanded, and Osborne just leaves the puck in the blue zone. Foligno back in 15 seconds. Blues and Leafs tied at 2. Here's Shanahan late in a power play. Shanahan into the Toronto end over to Hull. Hull now to Brown in a crowd. Now a pass ahead. Gilmore has a breakaway. Boy, that pass backfired. Gilmore in a shot. Glove save! Oh, baby, a glove save by Gilmore to Rob, or by Joseph to Rob Gilmore on a breakaway. Oh, it all started when Brett Hull gave Brown a pass that he had no time to handle. What a save by Joseph. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
St. Louis, the Busch Light beer can is coming to town.
Are you putting me on?
Maybe. And if you drink Busch Light, you could be in our next Busch Light commercial.
You're putting me on.
Why not? Just bring your face to a place where the Busch Light beer can is ready to roll. And show us your Busch Light, St. Louis.
Beer can!
Are you putting me on?
If the first thing you do when you get home is take off your shoes, wearing the wrong shoes. Introducing Dockers shoes. They look like Dockers. They fit like Dockers. They feel like Dockers. They're Dockers shoes. Look for them wherever comfortable shoes are sold. Dockers shoes. The easiest pair of shoes you'll ever buy.
The Blues power play unit tried to make one more rush at the end of the power play. They're all tired, and a couple of weak passes. Hull, Brown, that allows Gilmore to get the breakaway, and what a save by Curtis Joseph. Gilmore tries to sneak one past him on the glove side, and after Joseph made that save, this crowd got into their familiar bow position.
Boy, they ought to bow down, that's for sure. From the draw, McCowan is shot wide. The puck into the corner. Here's Quintal. Up to Rich Sutter. Blues break out. Now to Miller off his skate. He can't work in. Loose puck. Rich Sutter checked along the boards in front of the Blues bench, and here's Gill. His elevated pass. Too far for Rob Pearson. Clark after it in the Blues zone. Gets there first. Wendell Clark behind the net with a puck. No one there for Toronto, and here's Basson retreating deep in his own end. He gets held on to by Krushelnyski, but ahead to Miller. 3-on-3 to Quintal. Back to Miller. Over the line to Quintal. He shoots. Oh, wow. Potvin just gets enough of that to keep it out. Puck centered by Rich Sutter, and in the crease, Felix Potvin pounces on it. Oh, Quintal came very close to making it 3-2 St. Louis.
Well, an outstanding play. Miller and Quintal moving the puck quickly. Quintal moves up and joins the rush, gives her right back to Miller, and then keeps going. That's a perfect play. He's allowed to get the wrist shot off, and Potvin just gets a piece of it with his right pad.
Metro Lighting is making shopping for mom easy this year with their great Mother's Day sale. Save 20% on all in-stock floor and table lamps from Metro Lighting. Stop by now and save on great gifts for mom. Boy, the defense tonight for the Blues, Joe. Moving up, as you suggested, would be key. So much more than in the 2 games at Maple Leaf Gardens.
Well, that late player coming in is should be open most of the time, and he certainly has been tonight, and that's really had an effect on this game.
6.5 minutes remaining. We're in the second period, Game 3 of the Norris Division Finals. The series tied at a victory apiece, and this game is tied at 2. Neither team has had any breathing room at any stage of any of these 3 games. Leafs shoot the puck to the St. Louis defense. Zombo ahead to Wilson. He's checked. Meanwhile, Felsner had fallen down, and Anderson gets the puck. Back to his defense to Lefebvre. Over to Rouse. He'll just flip it into the blue zone, and here's Zombo in possession. Nice pass to Lowry at the red line. Lowry dumps the puck in. Wilson centering Lowry and Felsner. Lefebvre clears the puck out. Zombo slows down his man. Andrechuk, and back for the puck gets Hedekin. Hedekin just clears the puck out and takes a hit from Andrechuk, and this is Gill. Gill gets the puck ahead, and Zombo takes down Gilmore as Lefebvre fires it in. Joseph out of the crease, handling the puck, backhands it to center ice. Shanahan has it. Now to Felsner. Behind the play, Hedekin and Andrechuk mix it up. The pass to Janney, he can't work in, and here's Ellett. Ellett loses the puck. Janney to Shanahan in front. Felsner a shot. That's blocked by Gill. Loose puck. Shanahan scores! Brendan Shanahan! And that makes it 3-2 Blues, as the Leafs had an opportunity to clear, but that Burns team didn't, and Shanahan was at the right spot at the right time.
Boy, that's what's been happening. Toronto with puck control. Shanahan's all the way behind the net. Now Felsner is going to end up with a shot that's blocked. Now Dave Ellett is going to have a chance here. It just bounces off a couple of sticks, starting with Borshevsky. He was coming back in the play. It hit Borshevsky, bounced right past the 2 Toronto defensemen. Shanahan coming from behind is right there, and again he puts a shot up high over the shoulder of Popan to give the Blues the lead.
Back-to-back goals from Brendan Shanahan has given the Blues the lead, 3-2. 5:06 now to go in the second period. Borshevsky moves into the corner. Now behind the net, a pass to Zezel. Wrap around, a shot trickles through Joseph, but wide of the net. Butcher has a pass intercepted by Zezel, and Butcher runs into Zezel. Then in the corner, Janney intercepts. Up to Emerson. He can't get the puck out. Then Brown slaps it to center ice. And the Blues lead for the first time here in Game 3. 3-2. Toronto shoots the puck back in. Here's Brown in trouble. Losing it to Borshevsky, who's behind the net. Wrap around, a shot. And the save by Joseph as Zezel is taken down by Butcher. And there'll be a penalty here against the Blues. They're up 3-2. And this is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Southwest Airlines to Louisville. Just plain smart.
What is a mountain man's natural environment? Let's explore. A mountain man enjoys peaceful surroundings. A place where gentle winds blow. And the beauty of nature is all about. Only here does the mountain man find true happiness with a smooth bush beer or an easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find out how the true mountain man can make any environment a more natural one.
Toronto will go back on the power play as Jeff Brown has control of it. He tries to reverse it, has a little trouble, but he doesn't do it very hard. He doesn't get much on it, and the puck isn't close enough to the net for Joseph to make a play. That leaves Borshevsky to make an attempt on the wraparound. Joseph made the save, and Butcher took Zezel down.
Now the Leafs set up on the power play, and Elliot's shot comes high, knocked down by Zombo. He can't get it out, but it's carried out by Miller. Miller into the center ice area, weaving with a puck, killing time, carries in, shoots, and the puck goes high off the glass, and Gilmore back. Butcher 2 for holding it. 15-29. That Shanahan goal, his second of the night, his fourth of the playoffs from Felsner and Janney at 14:47, and the Blues are up 3-2. Toronto on the power play, shoots the puck in. Great play by Joseph to backhand the puck all the way back into the Toronto end. Boy, Janney has had a great night, hasn't he? He has 3 assists. He's assisted on each goal, and he has 9 assists in the 7 Blues playoff games. Toronto on the attack with a man advantage. Over the line, Gilmore, a pass to Cullen, broken up, and the Blues clear it out. Gilmore avoids a Lowry check. Up to Cullen, his pass broken up, and the puck cleared the length of the ice by Rich Sutter. And less than a minute to go in the Toronto man advantage.
Well, the Blues are doing a good job, Ken, forcing Toronto at the blue line.
This is McCowan up the left wing. Stops at the end boards. Can't center against Brown. They fight for the puck. It comes loose to Miller. Kevin Miller. And he gets set and clears the puck down the ice. Half a minute until Butcher's back. 3 minutes to go in the second period. Good forechecking by Wilson. He's knocked down, and here comes Toronto. Nikolai Borchevsky, the 28-year-old Russian, to Rouse. He'll shoot off the chest of Joseph, and he grabs the rebound in his trapper. And there are 15 seconds now left in this Toronto power play.
Well, and this crowd has had something to cheer about here in this second period, as the Blues have scored twice to take a 3-2 lead over the Maple Leafs. Boy, they have really come out with much more jump in this period right from the opening faceoff. They've put pressure on Toronto in their own zone. They were able to force Toronto to turn the puck over a couple of times. They've done a good job standing up. Zombo takes out John Cullen heavily just inside the Blues blue line on this Toronto power play. Now 15 seconds remaining in the penalty to Garth Butcher.
Remember, Toronto had a very good start tonight again. They had an exceptional opening 10 minutes. In fact, they got a goal in that span and then a power play goal from Ellett to build up a 2-0 lead. All scored late in the first period. Brendan Shanahan has scored twice here in the second, and this is Hedekin. He can't control. Now Krushelnyski. Late in a power play to Foligno. Into the corner. It's centered, and Lowry intercepts. And the man who centered, Borchevsky, took a mean hit in the corner. And Butcher's back on. He'll go to the bench. 2:25 remaining in the second period of Game 3 of the Norris Division Finals. And the Blues have a 3-2 lead. The puck off Krushelnyski, played by Hedekin. Now Borchevsky, but Krushelnyski's over the line. Over to McCowan. Now it's center ice to Mike Krushelnyski. And the veteran shoots the puck in. Zombo back to play it. He's forechecked by a pair of Leafs. Rouse pinches in on the defense, and the Blues consequently can't get out. Foligno to Borchevsky in the corner. He'll center, tipped away by Shanahan, and over Rouse's stick to center ice. Bob Rouse with a puck to Jamie McCowan. At the red line to Mike Foligno. Now to Krushelnyski. His pass to Borchevsky. He's knocked down. Zombo trying to get the puck. He can't. Borchevsky gets up, has it, trying to work in front. Weaves to the corner. In front, off the skate of Foligno. Minute and a half to go in the period. Zombo takes over. His pass comes in front, and Shanahan clears the puck out to Janney. Now back to Emerson, to Shanahan over the line. A shot, and that cuts down Gill, hitting him in the ankle. Gill trying to get up. He can't. Shanahan trying to center, does. The Leafs get the puck, and Todd Gill is still down on the ice. He took that shot, and he is in pain.
And fortunate for Toronto, they were playing a man short on the play, and that whistle will not be blown until Toronto touches the puck. The Blues had control, and then Toronto was able to just block the pass from Shanahan, who let go of the shot that felled Todd Gill. Shanahan just tries to get a quick shot off as he comes over the blue line, and that catches Gill right in the ankle, and he goes straight down. Earlier in this period, Shanahan had scored a goal on a quick shot just coming over the blue line. He tries to do the same thing here, lets it go quickly, and just catches Todd Gill in the right ankle.
So play stopped with 1:12 remaining here in the second period, and they're going to have to help Gill off and help him down to the Leafs dressing room. And with a break in the action, now is the time for all thirsty sports fans to reach for the one beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream. Head for the mountains of Busch.
Now that, Ken, that poses a problem now for the Toronto Maple Leafs because they've only dressed 5 defensemen. They've done that since the 7th game against Detroit. And you could see it even looks tonight like they're a little bit worn down with the Blues putting some pressure on them. And now with Gill going to the dressing room, if he isn't able to return, Toronto is going to have to stick with 4 defensemen. That could really get difficult.
The Blues have scored twice. Brendan Shanahan on each occasion in this second period to take the lead 3-2. And they have outshot Toronto 15-10 in the period. Again, 1:12 to go in this period. Ready for the face-off, Kent Manderville. He'll face off against Brett Hull. Hull with Lowry and Wilson, Butcher and Brown. The team's at full strength. They drop the puck, and Lefebvre skates through to take it. Around for Clark. Clark to center ice with Manderville and Bird to Manderville. He's bothered coming over the line by Butcher, written out in the corner, but carries on. He's strong. And he tries to get away from Brown and does. Now there'll be a penalty. The penalty will be against the Blues. Leafs with a goalie going to the bench. The puck to center ice and play stop. And the Blues will get a holding penalty. And it will be against Brett Hull. It comes with 47.3 seconds remaining in the second period. Hull was doing some back checking.
Well, he came back on the play on Bill Berg, number 10, and these two have been going at it all season long. Hull with a good job. He gets his stick in the right position and ends up taking Berg down actually with his stick right in front of goaltender Curtis Joseph. That's where the penalty is called. And Hull goes off for holding, and Toronto has a late power play, trailing the Blues 3-2.
So Brett really doing a superb job coming back and definitely physically staying with his man.
I mentioned those two players, Gill and Brett Hull, have been going at it all season long, especially the games in Toronto during the course of the regular season. Gill's job was to shadow Brett Hull for the most part, and he did an outstanding job on Brett Hull, especially physically during the course of the regular season. So there's some feelings there.
Now they face off out at center ice. We're down to 42 seconds to go in the second period, and the Blues are shorthanded. Holding at 19-12. Miller intercepts, takes a shot off the glove of Potvin. The Blues doing some good forechecking. Now the Leafs come out. Cullen can't control the pass, and Butcher shoots the puck ahead. Here's Ellett. Ellett trying to work in, shoots the puck in. Cullen after it, stops, knocked down by Brown. Butcher gets the puck and shoots at the length of the ice. Toronto is 1-for-3 on the power play. 10 seconds to go in the second period. The Leafs have got to hurry if they want to get a last shot. Borshevsky flips the puck in. Brown back, 2 seconds to go. And that'll do it. That's the end of the period. Andrechuk getting spilled just as the period ends. Then Ellett and Rich Sutter trying to get at each other. And a lot of bumping and shoving. And that'll bring an end to the second period. A very good period for the Blues, who outshoot Toronto 15-10 and score twice. A pair of goals from Brendan Shanahan. And the crowd in love with that man, Curtis Joseph. He's been great again tonight. After 2 periods here in Game 3 of the Norris Division Finals, the Blues lead the Maple Leafs 3-2. And coming up during this intermission, Bruce Affleck will chat with Toronto defenseman Jamie McCowan. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Blue 103.
Had turned it over. Glenn Anderson retrieved the puck, and boy, just great hard work by Anderson. 3 Blues behind the net. They can't get the puck. Krushelnyski takes Basson out of the play and then gets one shot, and Joseph tries to jump on the loose puck. Glenn Anderson is right there to bang it in, and that puck just came off the post and in. But the Blues had plenty of manpower behind the net. They just couldn't get control of the puck. and Anderson will end up finishing things off for Toronto.
What a key check by Krushelnyski on Basson.
Yeah, it really was. Basson didn't see him coming, and Krushelnyski, who is big and strong, is able to not only get the hit on Basson, but then control the puck.
Krushelnyski gets his first goal of the playoffs from Anderson at 6:05 of the third period to tie it, and the puck behind the Blues net. Brown gets it up to Bozon, now to Wilson. Wilson, Bozon, and Lowry. Ron Wilson fires the puck in, out of the corner in front. Puck back clears to the boards. Bozon there with Wilson battling for it. Bozon gets it. Sends it behind the net to Lowry. He's tied up, pinned to the boards by Ellett. Wilson after the puck, and he gets it in the corner. Now behind the net, Ron Wilson trying to come in front. Rouse is all over him, and he steals the puck, gets it to Gilmore, who shoots it out. Here's Butcher back in his own end. We're coming up to the 7-minute mark of the third period in Game 3 of the Norris Division Finals. Blues tip the puck in. Wilson sends it in, but from his side of the red line, Gilmore touches it, and an icing call against the Blues. For those of you who might just be joining us, Andrechuk and Ellett scored in the first period to give Toronto a 2-0 lead. Hull scored his 7th playoff goal late in the period. Then the Blues played very well in the second period. Brendan Shanahan scoring twice, his 3rd and 4th goals of the playoffs, to give the Blues a 3-2 lead after 2 periods. And in this period, Krushelnyski has just scored at 6:05 to tie it.
And Todd Gill back playing now for Toronto. He was helped off the ice at the end of the second period after being hit by a shot by Brendan Shanahan, but he's back playing here in the third.
Brett Hall in the first 2 periods had 9 shots on goal. Brendan Shanahan had 7. The big guys for the Blues have been getting their chances.
Yeah, and Shanahan only had 5 shots in the previous 2 games.
Face off near Joseph. Blues control. Here's Barron. Up to Emerson. Emerson with Shanahan and Janney. Emerson flips the puck in the corner, chases after it, runs into Gill, gets good position, centers the puck in front. Oh, and it's bouncing, and Shanahan fans. Now Clark back the other way with Zezel and Osborne. 3-on-3, Janney back, the pass to Osborne. Quick shot, skate save by Joseph. Now the other way, Emerson. Up to Janney. Fine hockey from end to end. Janney over the line, a drop pass cleared away by Osborne. Out of the net comes Joseph to get the puck. He advances it to Quintal. Quintal, forced by Clark, gets the puck out to center ice. Shanahan can't play it, and the Leafs have possession. Here's Wendell Clark. He's stepped into, flips the puck in, and Murray Barron has it. Now the 2 teams change on the go. Pass at center ice too far, then a feed for Gilmore by him wide of the net. Joseph clears the puck off the glass up to Shanahan. It's bouncing. He can't control it. Borshevsky does. To Andrechuk, a quick shot. And that's stopped by Joseph. Andrechuk centers again, and Wilson intercepts and races to center ice with Hall and Shanahan. And then the puck taken away from Wilson by Lefebvre. He feeds across to Rouse, and the Leafs on the move to center ice. Rouse just shoots the puck in. Joseph stops the puck in the corner for Zombo. Up to Basson, and here come the Blues back the other way, tied at 3. But Basson overskates the puck. Then Gilmore a pass onto the stick of Hedekin, up to Basson. Far side to Hall, and he'll golf it in, but it hits the linesman. Then Rouse sends the puck into the Blues zone, and Hedekin back. Toronto is changing. The Blues want to. Blues at center ice. Here's Basson shooting the puck in wide of the Toronto net. The Blues have been outshot in this period, 5-2. It's the third period, and Toronto is tied at 3. Butcher after the puck in his own end has it. It's Anderson. Now the puck loose. Glenn Anderson has it with Foligno and Krushelnyski. A shot, and from a bad angle, it's caught by Joseph, and he holds the puck for a face-off. 11 minutes to go in regulation play, tied at 3. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
If an old pair of tennis shoes is the only time your feet feel really comfortable, you're wearing the wrong shoes. Introducing Dockers shoes. They look like Dockers. They fit like Dockers. They feel like Dockers. They're Dockers shoes. The easiest pair of shoes you'll ever buy. Ask for them in your favorite style and color at JCPenney.
It's a big birthday party packed with savings at Circuit City's 44th anniversary celebration. save on TVs like this Zenith 19-inch, just $187.97. Save on camcorders like this Sanyo 8mm, just $499.97. And save on audio like this Sony system with CD changer, a low $477.97 at Circuit City's 44th anniversary celebration.
Welcome to Circuit City, where service is state-of-the-art.
Blues hockey is brought to you by Circuit City, where service is state-of-the-art.
And you know, we talked about the temperature in this building. It's certainly cool where we are, but in this third period, we've seen a lot of the puck bouncing around. In front of the net, Shanahan had a great chance after it took about 3 skips to get by a couple of the Toronto players, and he fanned on it.
11 minutes to go in the third. Blues and Leafs tied at 3. Has this been a wonderful playoff series? And we're
really
glad you're with us.
Pardon me, Ken. I'm just saying it really has. These two teams just have been relentless against each other.
Boy, wherever you're watching or listening, we're glad to have you part of a standing room only crowd at the arena. Kevin Miller stopped at center ice, and Brown slaps the puck in. Leaves Gill back behind his net. Passes it up to the blue line, tipped out by Krushelnyski. Anderson slowed up. Loose puck. Miller works in over the line. Avoids a check. Passes the Rich Sutter to Butcher. He shoots and scores! Defensemen have moved up on the play in the offensive zone, and Butcher on a deflection beats Potvin, and the Blues have a 4-3 lead.
What a move by Kevin Miller on Todd Gill right at the blue line. Miller's going to end up with the puck after a turnover, and the Blues are going to end up with a 3-on-1 actually. A good play by Butcher in the first place, and then Miller's going to end up, but what a move. It's not Todd Gill, it's Jamie McCowan, pardon me. He goes right past him, a 3-on-1. A couple of quick passes. Butcher continues to move up. He takes the pass from Rich Sutter and ends up putting it in high over Potvin. What a beautiful play, and the Blues lead this one 4-3 on the goal by Garth Butcher.
Garth Butcher has his first playoff goal. Boy, here's a veteran who's been playing hurt for a long time, and he gives the Blues a 4-3 lead. Puck deep in the Toronto end. 10:18 to go in the third. Leafs clear to center ice. Control there. Now to Emerson. To Felsner. Felsner at the red line. Felsner shoots the puck in. It goes around behind the Leafs net. Now Emerson hit along the boards by Ellett. Felsner gets the puck. Felsner works in front. He shoots, and it deflects off Ellett over the net, the glass, and into the crowd. 9:24, the time of Butcher's goal from Rich Sutter and Kevin Miller to give the Blues a lead again, this time 4-3.
What a fantastic play by Miller at the blue line to get away from Jamie McCowan. I mean, McCowan, an outstanding defensive player. Miller just puts on the brakes and then sidesteps him, and then the quick passes. Boy, what a pass from Rich Sutter on the play. And there's Garth Butcher just taking advantage of the situation, moving in, and then again, the deflected shot up high over the glove of Felix Potvin, and the Blues lead this 4-3.
Ken Wilson, Joe Micheletti, and Bruce Affleck at the arena. The third game of the Norris Division Finals. The Blues with a 4-3 lead, looking to take the lead in the series, 2 victories to 1. Toronto working out of their own end. Sylvain Lefebvre shoots the puck in from his side of center. They wave off icing. Quintal back. Around far wing to Hull. Hull on with Lowry and Janney. Feeds ahead to Janney. Barron's up on the play. Pass to Barron. Barron looks. Barron shoots off the stick of McCowan. Now Janney can't control, and the Leafs break out. Bouncing puck. Osborne over the line. A pass for Andrew Chuck by him. Lefebvre moves in. Centers. And Zombo stops the puck right in front of Joseph. Blues up 4-3. 9:15 to go in regulation play. Now Barron ahead to Hull. His blind pass by everyone, and McCowan will go deep to retrieve the puck. He's bothered by Basson. Falls down. Basson steals in front of Miller. Oh, and he fans as the puck bounced over his stick. Leafs clear the puck out. Here's Hedekin in his own end. He fans on the puck, and the ice really looks slow and choppy. Now Gilmore with a bouncing puck works in. Left point. Ellett, a shot well wide. Now Andrechuk a drive from the far right wing boards wide. Gilmore centers. And Hennigan breaks up the play. Rich Sutter up to Miller. He'll slide the puck in, and that puck is bouncing every which way and is not sliding much. The ice almost looks sticky. Here the Leafs again, Elliott over the line, but Foligno precedes the puck, and it's offside Toronto. 8:26 to go in the third. The Blues by a goal. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
Oh, yeah. Consider the interest you're paying on your credit card. Thanks to Smart Rate from the Discover card, there's a chance to go lower. Now, the more you choose the Discover card when making purchases, the lower your rate can go. And since there's still no annual fee, that's a whole new bottom line. Smart Rate, currently as low as 14.9%. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
What does it take to be a mountain man? Do you need a big horse? Do you need a deep tan? Do you have to have a saddle? Do you have to have the gear? Well, the simple truth is you just gotta have the beer.
Bush beer, an easy drinking Bush Light. Have you got what it takes to be a mountain man?
What does it take to live a mountain man's life? Get a smooth Bush beer, is a drinking Bush Light.
Blues fans, nothing cools down a thirst faster than an ice-cold Bush beer. So be sure to have plenty of smooth-tasting Bush beer on hand wherever you're enjoying the game.
And now in this third period with the Blues leading by a goal with 8:26 to go, they've got to make sure now if they get it to the red line, dump the puck in for two reasons. The ice is very bad, and number two, the clock is on their side.
Shots now favoring Toronto 34-30, out shooting the Blues 6-3 in this period. Each team has scored once. Blues have the lead. Krushelnyski forces the puck in. Wilson takes it behind the Blues net. Clears it up to Brown. He bats it ahead with his glove. Krushelnyski gets in the way. Jeff Brown clears the puck off the glass, down the ice, and Lefebvre back deep in his own end. Lefebvre on with McCowan. Up front, Krushelnyski, Anderson, and Foligno. A pass for Anderson intercepted. Here's Shanahan with a pair of goals trying to work in. He can't. And Mike Foligno back the other way. Right wing to Glenn Anderson. Poke check by Brown. Check knocked down behind the net. Krushelnyski looking to center. Comes in front. Now to the near point to McCowan. A screen shot off the skate of Shanahan. Shanahan can't clear. McCowan shoots the puck around behind the Blues net. Played by the Blues up to Hull, and Hull just slaps the puck out. It goes over the Toronto blue line. Here's McCowan clearing the center ice. Both teams are changing. With the puck, and knocked off the puck is Anderson. Emerson shoots it right in. Potvin behind the net has it. Plays it away from Felsner into the corner to John Cullen, who hasn't played a whole lot. He's been seen quite a bit on the power play, but there haven't been that many of those. Now to Manderville. With Berg and Cullen into the Blues zone. A shot kicked out by Joseph very aggressively. Here's Felsner deep in his own end behind the net to Barron, and he'll send the puck off Gill all the way back into the Toronto zone. The Blues up 4-3. Butcher has broken a 3-3 tie with his first playoff goal. Elliott a pass beyond Berg at center ice, and Barron takes the puck in his own end, gives it away. Berg a shot, and it hits the side of the net. Now Basson out to his own line, up to Miller. He's got Rich Sutter on his right. Over the line, he's poke check Gill. Now to Berg, ahead to Cullen. As the Blues were changing, they scamper back. A pass to Todd Gill into the corner. Slams the puck behind the net out of Manderville's reach. McCowan pinches in. Shoots it behind the Blues goal. Berg tied up by Zombo. Basson tries to avoid most of a Cullen check. Can't. Cullen gets the puck. Cullen centers. McCowan a tip-in attempt and a brilliant save. Oh, what a save by Joseph on Jamie McCowan. And Joseph holds the puck to stop play.
Well, McCowan just snuck in from the left point on the play. Now, Zombo's in the corner, and Hennigan is cheating over towards the corner. That leaves a forward to come back. Now, McCowan had a step on Rich Sutter, and the perfect pass from Cullen right on the stick of McCowan, who tries to deflect it in, and Joseph with an outstanding right leg save keeps the Blues ahead in this game by 4-3.
Fans help Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Missouri's caring program give Missouri's uninsured youngsters the health care they need. Every time the Blues win, the caring program receives $300 from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Missouri and Metro Electric. And you can pledge to make a donation of your own for every Blues victory. Call 800-392-8740. Joe, we're down to 6 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the third period, regulation time. 4-3 Blues. Well, I tell you, I still feel and see the Toronto Maple Leafs working hard. They've got that feeling that they're still going to get another goal or two.
You know, when this team was trailing the Detroit Red Wings 4-1 in Game 5, they came back to win in overtime. Mike Foligno said after that game, we haven't quit all season. That's the way we are. We don't quit. We never think that we're out of a game. So you know this Toronto team is just going to keep coming.
Andrechuk, Ellett, and Krushelnyski have scored for Toronto. Shanahan has 2 goals for the Blues. Hull and Butcher have the others. Hull's, by the way, his 7th in the playoffs. Ellett's goal came on a power play. Every other goal at even strength. Blues have the puck, and Shanahan shoots it out after the faceoff. Ellett trying to shoot the puck back in. Can't. It comes to Lowry, and he drives it in. Back in the corner for the puck. Ellett for Toronto. Bozon forechecking. And the puck just shot around the boards by Ellett all the way through center ice. It was deflected. And skating back is Zombo with 5:40 remaining in the third. Zombo a pass off Wilson the length of the ice. This time they'll call icing, and Rouse touches the puck, and the whistle stops play. The Blues in this period with only 3 shots on goal, 1 of them good for a goal, and down to 5:35 to go. You think defense, Joe, but that's still a lot of time.
Well, what turned this game around for the Blues after they fell behind 2-0, Ken, was when the Blues started getting the puck in, but then they put some pressure on it. And that caused Toronto to turn the puck over in their zone somewhat. The crowd got into it, and the Blues controlled the game from that point forward. So at this point, they've got to continue to do that, continue to force Toronto's defense, and make them make a good pass out of their own end.
The face-off near Joseph. Gilmore takes the puck to the corner. Then Shanahan there. He falls down, has the puck covered. Wants to get it ahead, does, but onto Gilmore's stick. Shanahan wrestling with Borshevsky. And then Lowry back to get the puck. He sees a big crowd, doesn't know what to do. He's knocked down by Andrechuk. Andrechuk trying to poke the puck loose, and Lowry has it covered, and the whistle stops play with 5:11 remaining in regulation time. Game 3 of the Norris Division Finals, and the Blues leading the Maple Leafs 4-3.
And again, a big face-off in the Blue zone. That last one won by Gilmore, but both Brendan Shanahan and Dave Lowry did a good job in the corner. They were down on their knees. They actually had the puck. They were stick handling with their hands as opposed to their stick. And Lowry did a good job to finish off the play, coming in and not just dumping it blindly. He stayed right with it and got the whistle.
You know, during the regular season, the Leafs played 3 times here at the arena in St. Louis. There was 1 tie, no surprise. And Toronto had 2 one-sided victories here over the Blues. The only 2 games all season, regular season or playoffs, between the 2 teams that was not virtually an evenly played game. A couple here that Toronto won one-sided.
Yeah, you go back to that the one big game on the 27th of December. Well, after that game, Pat Burns said that's when his team really took off as well, and it was after that that the Blues started playing well.
Now the Leafs win the draw. Ellett a shot that's deflected to Hedican. Hedican now to Shanahan. The Blues rush. Shanahan long shot, and that's gloved and held by Potvin as Vassin was moving in looking for a rebound. And now 4:59 remaining in the third period.
And that's not all bad with the time left and the face-off deep in Toronto's zone.
Blues lead at 4-3. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
I never thought I'd see myself at the minivan, but then again, I've never seen one like this new Mercury Villager. It's really different, like the fact it drives just like a car. There's lots of room for the family, no matter how big or small. Right, Winslow? With all Villager has to offer, I really can't see myself without one. Can you? Mercury Villager at your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
first thing you do when you get home is take off your shoes. You're wearing the wrong shoes. Introducing Dockers shoes. They look like Dockers. They fit like Dockers. They feel like Dockers. They're Dockers shoes. Look for them wherever comfortable shoes are sold. Dockers shoes. The easiest pair of shoes you'll ever buy.
St. Louis Blues hockey is brought to you by the Discover card. It pays to discover, the card that pays you back. Garth Butcher has broken a 3-3 tie with his first playoff goal of the season at 9:24 here in the third period. And now the face-off near Felix Potvin. Zezel wins it from Hull, and Todd Gill has the puck. Then Hull checks him. Hull centers. Here's Janney. Oh, and the puck knocked away at the last minute by Zezel. Up on the right wing to Mark Osborne, who rifles the puck in. Now the Leafs quickly changing. Blues have trouble clearing initially. Now Anderson after the puck. Checked by Hull on the far side. Hull can't clear. Gill loses the puck, and it's shot out by Janney. At the red line, McCowan shooting it right back in for Toronto with 4.5 minutes to go in the third period. Brown blasts the puck off of Lowry, the length of the ice. It'll go right to Felix Potvin, who feeds up on the right wing to Anderson at the red line, over the St. Louis line to Foligno. A nice move around Emerson. Then a pass intercepted. Felsner, he creates a 3-on-2 to Emerson. Emerson now in front for Shanahan. He wasn't looking for the pass. And Krushelnyski up to center ice to Anderson, who's checked by Zombo. And Felsner back to take the puck. He'll work in on the left wing. He's alone. 3 Leafs, 4 Leafs back. Felsner forced behind the net, wrestled down by Gill. And the Leafs shoot the puck the length of the ice. And this is going to be an icing. Zombo touches the puck. Icing against Toronto with 3:49 to go in regulation play, and the Blues up by a goal.
Well, a wonderful opportunity for the Blues to go ahead by 2 goals, as they actually had a 3-on-1, and Emerson wasn't sure whether to try and get the puck over to Felsner, who was breaking in on the left wing, or whether to drop it back to Shanahan. It was a hard pass. Shanahan wasn't quite ready for the play, and that would have buried the Leafs had the Blues scored. Now 3:49 to go in the faceoff, deep in Toronto's zone.
Toronto has had a lot of shots in this series. They had 17 shots on goal in the first period. They played very well. The Blues played much better in the second period. Toronto held to 10 shots on goal. And in this period, the Leafs have had only 8 shots on Joseph. Leafs control the puck in their own end from the faceoff. Then Elliott check, knocked down behind the net. Wilson trying to center. The puck slides into the corner, and the Leafs get there first. Zezel plays it ahead to Clark, then Wilson intercepts. Fine defensive play, and he just flips the puck in. 3.5 minutes to go in the third period. Of course, the Blues had not lost at home in the '93 playoffs, winning both games here from Chicago as they swept the Hawks in the semifinals in the Norris Division. Blues in their own end start out. Here's Wilson ahead too far for Miller, and Rouse for the Leafs back for the puck, and the Blues now getting into some real short, quick shifts. Leafs long pass by Rouse, the length of the ice again. Zombo back, touches it, and an icing against the Leafs, and that clock ticking down to 3:03 to go here in the third period. Tonight's broadcast authorized by the St. Louis Blues Hockey Club solely for the entertainment of our viewing and listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the description and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the St. Louis Blues Hockey Club is prohibited. The face-off to Felix Potvin's right. Basson and Gilmore. Blues win the draw. Rich Sutter has the puck. Carries it into the corner. Behind the net to Basson. Basson hit by Gill. Battles on. Rich Sutter there. Checked by Gilmore. Rich Sutter holding the puck along the boards. Moving it a little bit. The clock ticks down. Gill steals the puck. Is checked by Rich Sutter, and the Leafs break out. Borshevsky to McCowan at the red line to Andrechuk. He'll shoot it in wide of the net. After it, Gilmore, but tied up by Basson. The puck loose behind the net. Here's Zombo. Nice move. He flips the puck out to the red line to Rich Sutter, a 2-on-1. Rich Sutter moves in with Miller. He shoots, and a save by Potvin. Basson fans, and here come the Leafs. 2:20 to go. Third period, up to Andrechuk. And he's stopped by Butcher, who shoots the puck in. Rich Sutter running into Gill at center ice. They both go down, get up, and go off in a bit of a daze. Borshevsky at center ice, ahead to Rouse. He works in, dumped by Felsner. Back for the puck is Butcher, clearing it ahead, not out at the blue line. Lefebvre, a shot, right on. Joseph has it, and he holds on to stop play. A fine save by Curtis Joseph with 1:59 seconds remaining in regulation time.
Well, by the time Garth Butcher got back to the corner to pick up the puck, he looked both behind the net and up the boards. He had nowhere to go with the puck, and he smartly tried to go up the glass with it, but that puck hit somebody, took a bounce, and ended up right on the stick of Sylvain Lefebvre, who just took it to the middle of the ice across the blue line and let go of the long shot that Joseph made a good save on.
What close hockey games. 2-1 Toronto in double overtime in game 1 on a Gilmore goal. 2-1 Blues in game 2 in double overtime on a Brown goal. Maybe the puck stops here, at least in game number 3. Maybe it ends at 4-3 Blues. That's what this crowd here at the arena hopes in St. Louis. 1:59 to go in the third period. Big face-off right here.
I was going to say, Coach Pat Burns of Toronto hasn't used Peter Zezel much for the last period and a half. He hasn't been out there much, and even in this crucial face-off, Mike Krushelnyski, who has won some, is out there to take it.
He's on with Anderson and Foligno, Rouse and Lefebvre. It's Wilson against Krushelnyski, and the Blues win the draw. Shanahan tapping the puck to Butcher behind the net. Up the near wing to Emerson. Emerson out of his own end to the red line. Emerson into the Toronto zone. Emerson dumps the puck into the corner. Shanahan after it with Rouse. They bang against the board. Shanahan falls down. Has the puck, gets up, falls down again. Now leaving the puck there, Felsner. And Lefebvre takes over as Shanahan is dumped. He needs to hustle back into the play. 1.5 minutes to go in regulation time. Lefebvre rustles the puck in. Shooting it in. To the bench comes Potvin. Relieves an open net. An extra attacker in front of Foligno. A shot block. Backhand drive. Gilmore knocked down. To the blue line. McCowan a shot wide. The puck behind the Blues net. Glenn Anderson into the corner. Now to the point. McCowan fans. Felsner open net. Slides the puck down the ice wide. It'll be icing if the Leafs get there first. And touching the puck, Toronto. And an icing call against the Blues with 1:04 to go in regulation play. And that, of course, means a face-off back near Curtis Joseph.
Well, Toronto with a couple of chances, including Mike Foligno right in front of the net, but he had trouble handling that bouncing, rolling puck. And then as Gilmore tried to clear it, Felsner ended up with it. But just prior to all this, Foligno with a bouncing puck in front had a chance. Krushelnyski is there also. And then Felsner is able to get control of the loose puck after all the mayhem and just misses scoring an empty net goal.
Toronto has called a timeout with 1:04 to go in regulation time. Their goaltender, Felix Potvin, is on the bench. And this crowd has enjoyed every minute of Game 3 of the Norris Division Finals. Bob Berry frantically talking to his team. Pat Burns doing some diagramming with the Maple Leafs.
Now what the Blues are going to need to do, anytime the puck is behind the net or in the corner, you have to avoid going up the middle of the ice with it. You've got to slap it as hard as you can along the glass, because they're going to be, the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be going to the boards to try and prevent the puck from coming out. So you've got to make sure you've got a lot of velocity on that puck and make sure it's high on the glass. All it has to do is deflect off someone and clear the zone.
Potvin on the bench. Joseph in the goal, and he knows that it won't be easy. Over the last 1:04, Toronto desperately trying to get a goal and at least force overtime. Gilmore, of course, out there for Toronto with Krushelnyski, Andrechuk, Anderson, Gill, and Ellis. The face-off to Curtis Joseph's right between Shanahan and Gilmore.
And Shanahan has to watch Gilmore trying to go through him.
Blues control in the corner. Zombo Now under a minute to go. The puck behind the net. Anderson tries to center. Lowry blocks the attempt. Then a shot. The save. Joseph. He doesn't see the puck. Big scramble. Bodies go everywhere. Anderson throws his hands up. And referee Bill McCreary out with the arm says no goal. And on a bad angle shot by Glenn Anderson, the puck, Joe, seemed to hit Curtis Joseph, and then he lost sight of it. And of course the fear was it might have gone in.
Well, the shot is from a bad angle. Now Joseph makes the first save. He doesn't know where the puck is. And what an opportunity for Gilmore as he goes in. He was able to get the puck and take the shot, and Joseph was looking the other way, and the puck hit his right skate, or his left skate, I should say, on the play. Joseph has no idea where the puck is after he makes the first save. He gets hit going through the crease and then loses sight of it. All right, that's actually Todd Gill that gets in there as well. Then after the net is dislodged, Anderson shot the puck over the goal line, but the net was already sideways, and he still went ahead and put his hands up.
Boy, that was scary when Joseph didn't know where the puck was. But boy, he has known in the playoffs where the puck has been. The clock, just under 51 seconds to go. The face-off near Joseph. The crowd on its feet roaring. The puck drop. Leafs win the draw. To the blue line to Ellett. He shoots it off the end boards. Gilmore tries to center and can't. Now the puck behind the Blues net. Zombo shoots it up the near boards. It gets by Ellett. And here's Bassin just clearing it out. Into the Toronto end. Borshevsky back. 33 seconds to go. Up to Gill. He'll slide it into the blue zone. Now Butcher back behind the net, clears around the near boards. Left point, Ellett takes the puck, feeds in the corner to Gilmore. He centers, and it goes by everyone out near the blue line. Shanahan there, trying to clear, can't. He and Ellett go down. A battle along the boards, and then play is stopped. And the tempers flare a bit. Boy, this crowd anxious for that clock to read nothing but zeros, and we're down to 14.6 seconds remaining in regulation play. 4-3 Blues.
Well, the Blues players are doing everything they can on this play. They're diving for it, trying to clear it out. Shanahan takes down Glenn Anderson hard just in front of the blue line, just inside the blue zone. Anderson comes back and gives Shanahan a cross check, and then Shanahan just picks the puck up and throws it down the ice, but the whistle had already gone. Ken, just prior to that, with the puck deep in the blue zone, Toronto centered the puck. There wasn't any Blues player around the front of the net, and it was either Mike Foligno or Glenn Anderson that was all alone in front of the net, and that puck just came by so hard that it missed everybody. You've got to keep at least two players, preferably the defenseman, in front of the net on this play.
Garth Butcher's goal with 10:36 to go in regulation play, giving the Blues a 4-3 lead. Now just under 15 seconds to go in the third period. Face-off just inside the St. Louis blue line, and a false start. Andrechuk was way ahead of his teammates, and they'll drop the puck again. Now the clock went down to 12.9 seconds, and as far as the Blues are concerned, the Leafs can do that over and over again.
Now they'll end up changing that back, though. I believe they will. Right away, the Toronto players noticed it, pointed to the clock.
And the Leafs players protesting to Bill McCreary, and he said, you created the problem, it's your problem.
Yeah, and he did. Andrechuk skated right into almost to the top of the circle.
Now 12.9 seconds to go. They drop the puck back to the blue line. Oh, the shot off the arm of Joseph. Rebound. It's the side of the net. Borshevsky works in front, takes a shot. It goes behind the goal. It's centered. Wilson down on his hands and knees. The puck to Miller. He clears it down the ice. It's over. The Blues win again. The Blues beat the Leafs 4-3 here in Game 3 of the Norris Division Finals. And the Blues lead the best of 7 series, 2 victories to 1. The Blues, on a Garth Butcher third period goal, get the victory here on home ice. And the players are yelling, screaming back and forth. They're not happy with each other as this one comes to a conclusion. Let's take a look at the last few seconds again. They've got things pretty well cooled down now, and the Blues will leave the ice.
Well, Gilmore wins a faceoff back to Ellett, who takes a quick shot, and Joseph had to be alert. He makes one great save. Andrechuk is there. Borshevsky then tries to stuff it in, but Joseph got over there. Now Rich Sutter is there, as is Ron Wilson, who goes down to try and cover the puck. And then Kevin Miller is able to clear it off the boards and down the ice to preserve the victory.
It is Bedlam here at the arena. 18,140, 499 standing. The Blues win it. And congratulations, this Blues win means another $300 donated to the Caring Program for Children from Metro Electric and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Missouri. It's not overtime. Oh, but it is sweet. The Blues, a 4-3 win over Toronto. They lead the best-of-7 series 2-1. And we'll return to the arena in a moment. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.
At Hardee's, we think there's a small problem with Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
It's much too short.
So Hardee's is turning Mother's Day into Mother's Month with Mom's Meal. 8 pieces of Hardee's fried chicken made fresh.
Just like Mom's.
4 biscuits made from scratch.
Just like Mom's.
And any 2 large side dishes like our new bacon baked potato salad, all for only $8.99.
Surprise! Happy Mother's Day!
Now you can feed a family of 4 for only $8.99 all month long.
Only a month?
Only at Hardee's.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Hoover, nobody does it like you.
You about finished? How's it going? Great. We have a lot of good mechanics that shop at AutoZone. Well, you also have a lot of people who just want to save some money by doing a simple job themselves, like changing their oil or putting in new plugs. They just want to come in, get what they need, and get out. Well, at AutoZone, we have parts for just about every car made. So if you know what you want, great. But if you're not quite sure about something, no problem. We'll help. After all, that's what we're here for.
Now you can get a 2-year lease on an Accord LX sedan for $239 a month with just $1,000 down. See your nearest dealer. He'll have all the facts.
Check out a 2-year Accord lease today at your Greater St. Louis Honda dealer.
Ever need that little something to finish a project?
You'll always find it at Builder Square.
They got it all. Over 30,000 home improvement items. Whoa. Everything from complete kitchens to toggle bolts to ceiling fans.
Builder Square, the warehouse with everything for your house.
You guys come here often?
Oh, yeah. Me too. Right. I don't know about them. I do, yeah.
Hi, I'm Steve Gedeker announcing Gedeker Superstore's 22-hour savings spree. For 22 hours, save on big screens, VCRs, televisions, audio components, major appliances, telephones, and more. It's a 22-hour savings spree at Gedeker's, your hometown superstore.
He likes milk and it shows. He's got great muscle tone. He likes milk and it shows. And strong, healthy bones. She likes milk and it shows. Baby, soft skin, bright eyes, a healthy grin. She likes milk and it shows. Milk! It does her body good. With vitamin A to help keep eyes bright, calcium for healthy teeth, and protein to help build muscle. When you drink milk, it shows. He likes milk and it shows. It does her body good. He likes milk and it shows.
The Blues now have defeated the Leafs twice in a row. That's right. Back-to-back wins over Toronto, 4-3 tonight. The Blues lead the best-of-7 series, 2-1. Welcome back to the arena. Boy, it's hard to imagine the Blues did not beat the Leafs in the regular season. Lost, obviously, in Game 1 Monday night. But the overtime win on Wednesday night in Toronto on Jeff Brown's goal then a win here tonight after dropping behind 2-0, and things, Joe, look very good.
Yeah, that's right. The Blues got off to a slow start. Toronto with that quick 2-0 lead, and then the Blues just kind of picked up play, and what a great finish.
Well, a lot of good things to talk about here tonight at the arena. Brendan Shanahan, of course, had a couple of goals, and how about Craig Janney?
Oh, he was terrific, setting up the first 3 goals for the Blues. And, you know, you talk about Garth Butcher. He was up the ice, had 3 shots in the first period, and he was a real force, especially in the neutral zone as well.
Of course, the Blues were down, as we mentioned, 2-0. Brett Hull scored a goal in the first period. Then in the second period, Brendan Shanahan tied it.
Yeah, we talk about Garth Butcher. He makes the play coming up, and he just drops it back to Janney. A perfect pass, and Shanahan with the quick shot right through the legs of Felix Potvin, and that goal right there tied the game at 2.
And, of course, Shanahan had the tie-breaker, and then later it was tied by Krushelnyski, and Butcher had the game winner. Let's move to our Bush 3 stars.
Well, Curtis Joseph, again, very good in goal for the Blues. He's the number 3 star. Garth Butcher with a goal and an assist. Outstanding defensively is number 2. And Brendan Shanahan with his first 2 even-strength goals of the playoffs is the number 1 star.
And, of course, Bruce Affleck has been with us all night long. And, Bruce, when you started out, you were talking this evening about goaltending. And when all is said and done, I guess this turned out to be a wild, high-scoring game, huh? 7 goals.
Hard to believe you consider a 4-3 game that high-scoring, but I guess you have to consider that in this type of series. And it was certainly nice to see the Blues on top. You know, you look at the Blues power play, and it's surprising, 0 for 8 in this series. So they've done it other ways, and a big win here tonight. We're going to take a look at our Bush play of the game. I guess it's going to be kind of obvious what it might be, but what a great passing play here. And a good play by Miller at the blue line for McCown to just skate by him. He doesn't take Sutter out either. Miller will find Sutter, and a great pass from Sutter, and Butcher doing a great job. Joe talked about it before game 1. Defense have to get involved in the play, and they've done it in the last couple of games. And a great play by Butcher there for his first goal, in the playoffs, and a big one. It's a game winner. I got to go back to the power play. The Blues have been able to win 2 in a row without their use of the power play. 0 for 8. They made some mistakes in that third period. I think they can even play better, yet they lead 2-1 in this series. So it comes to a big game Sunday here. Should be a lot of fun. Is it ever nice to win in regulation time?
Yeah. Keep that overtime pay down. It's nice to have a lead in this series. I mean, the Blues now have to really have some confidence built up.
Well, you know, we talked at the beginning of the game, Ken, about how important is the home ice advantage. A big win like this, and now they've got to come out in game 4 and really control the play from the start. Curtis held them in the early going, but they found a way to get it back.
Well, we'll be back to close things out here at the arena tonight as the Blues defeat the Maple Leafs 4-3. We'll be right back here at the arena.
Nothing crusty Supremo. Nothing fresher than evil. I love this pizza. Oh, it's my father, and he brought the whole family. Oh, for more evil. A delicious idea. Give us evil forever.
This is your life, and not a bad one at that. You find the things that work for you, and you stick with them. Like your Toyota Extra Cab Deluxe. It has the power and the payload you need. Plus the reputation for dependability, that's a well-known fact. All the signs of a great relationship.
For more than 3 generations, Malls has been the secret to great barbecue.
A fire's a fire, a grill's a grill. What makes that meat a culinary thrill? It's what you do when you barbecue. Pour the good sauce on. Sizzle that flavor in.